Irfan, there's so much competition out there. How do I beat other people? You really think your competition is with
Parik, should we start?
In a minute.
आकाश रिमाइंडर किस टाइम गया था?
50 पे सर 10:50 अभी 11:10 पे जा रहा है नेक्स्ट.
Okay, I am admitting people.
Okay.
Okay, good morning, everybody, and thank you so much, Miss Aditi Jaiswal, for switching on your camera and being the first one. It's good to see somebody along with me on the camera, so truly appreciate it. Good morning, everybody. My name is Avni Parekh, and I'm the Director of Student Engagement at High School Moms. And High School Moms today is possibly Asia's largest parent, student, and educator community. We reach out to over 45 million of you with regards to your career and college confusion. How do you get into the best of the universities? The typical question that we get asked: what do we do in the, or what are the best careers currently in the era of AI? And yes, we are very proud to say that this year our students have got into the best of the universities, whether it is Cornell, NYU, Kelly School of Business, University of California, and a lot of such universities, as well as in India too. 8 students on Fulbright from Flame University in India. And today's session is definitely going to help you with a lot of such questions that would be answered by a quick presentation by Mr. Abhishek Gupta, who is the founder and the CEO of High School Moms and Guide. And he's an alum of University of California, Los Angeles. He is also the proud recipient of Times Higher Education Icon 2019. Also, he likes to be called as the career coach and the career counselor for the students and parents, rather than being called as the founder and CEO of High School Moms. So over to Abhishek for an engaging session. And as the rules of the games, if you want your questions to be answered, you need to be on your camera. So right now, except for Miss Aditi, nobody's question would be answered if by chance you guys are going to keep your cameras off. So over to you, Abhishek. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Avni, and good morning, everybody. I request the parents at least to be on the camera. Please remember, as a parent, it is very important for all of you to lead by example. And if you do not start your cameras, your children won't. And in the world that we are heading into, where 90% of their work will be online, we as parents, parents are supposed to be their role models, and they are supposed to see us doing the right things. Thank you. The ID says Priyanka Sharma Bhatia, so I assume that's the kid. Paridhi, Jayalakshmi, Aryan, Manoj, Urmila, Arpita, Nikita, and Aditi Jaiswal for starting the camera. Devi Kailasam, thank you so much. And yes, if you want me to take your questions at the end, you have to be consistently on the camera. Otherwise, I will not take questions. Also, my request is please do not ask me questions in the chat, as I will not be looking at the chat while I am talking to all of you. What I'll do is I will try and divide my talk into three broad sections. Number one would be the careers, and what are the careers that ideally one should look at in today's time when AI is taking over. It's very unfortunate that even yesterday we saw a news report after a huge research, and it was released in Bangalore, where it said that 80% of engineers are unplaced. And I will take you through that research report, which is very, very critical for all of you to understand that last 2 years, almost 35% students from IITs did not get jobs. 80% of engineers in our country from other colleges are not getting jobs. And if this doesn't scare you, then I'm not too sure what will, because this time that we are seeing, all of us are aware of the buzzword, which is artificial intelligence, and most of us are using it some way or the other. As parents, we are using ChatGPT to tailor make our emails. As students, we are using ChatGPT to read through the long PDFs and understanding it before examinations. And it's very, very critical that as parents, we understand how the world is changing. Because if you keep on continuing with the old mindset of careers, then at the end of the day, our children will struggle and our children will suffer. My intent of the career talk is not to scare anybody here. My intention is to make you aware. And yes, when something new is happening, it sounds scary. So my intention is not to scare you, but it might be sounding scary to you. So that doesn't mean I am at fault. The second section would be, how do you actually get into a top tier university, whether in India or outside India? What do you require to get your child to a top tier university? And the third section would be, are scholarships for real? If all the top-notch counselors in the country and continue to talk about scholarships, are scholarships for real, and do scholarships only come for the exceptional students? Or your and my children can actually also tap into scholarships? I think these are the broad three sections that I would want to cover. It's going to be a marathon presentation. While I have been strictly told by my team that you've got to finish the presentation by 1 o'clock so that you can keep an hour for question and answers. But I possibly think that some of you who are not on the camera, you might as well do not want to be in the presentation. I am very happy to talk to these 10, 11 of people who are on the camera instead of talking to blank screens, because I do not understand as a father. I'm a father to a grade 12 kid. I do not understand as a father what can be more important than my own child's career. And I don't understand, if my child is not on the camera, what can be more important for him than his own career? I mean, I don't understand that. I don't understand any lunch commitment at this point. I don't understand any family commitment at this point. Everything else can wait, because career is the most important thing. Let me put it this way. most of the parents who are sitting on the camera, you are sitting for your child. If you ask me, why am I presenting? For my child. Because at the end of the day, every single time I work, it is for my child. So all of us are doing things for our children only. And if that at that juncture, you feel that I cannot sit straight for 2 hours for my child watching the screen and having the decorum, I'm sorry, I would not like to take your questions. Period. And yeah, Google is open for you to go out there and give us good or bad or ugly reviews, doesn't matter. But I will not take questions from people who are off the camera. Let me give you a couple of examples before I start. I have a student this year who made it to Cornell. She got through an Ivy League. Her offer letter, so she entered grade 12 in 2024, right? She was supposed to write, she has written her board exams right now as we speak. Her offer letter from Ivy League, Cornell, came on December 12th, which means 7 months into grade 12. And her offer letter was there, which also means her offer letter was there prior to the pre-board starting. How does that happen? Did Mihika make it to Cornell? I'm sure you're proud of kiddo who made it to Cornell, which is an Ivy League. It does not get better than getting into an Ivy League in the world. But who should be congratulated, Mihika or her parents? I'll leave the question right now. I'll give you another example. I know of a kid who is one of the world's best debaters. He is a champion of Oxford, Harvard, Georgetown, Cambridge. He is a part of the India squad of debating for 2 years back to back. I know of this kid who has won the Young Scientist Award in the oldest science fair in the world. It's called ESCOM for India. He represented India and got the gold medal for India at the age of 16. I know of this kid who recently also, and this is one kid who recently got Economic Times Young Changemaker Award for 24-25 at the age of 16 to 17, right? I'm sure you're feeling proud of this kid. I know him well because he's my son, Shivansh. But the question is, who should be congratulated, Shivansh or me? Because when I put him into debating at the age of 12, he did not know D of debating. He did not know that to qualify for Oxford, you don't have to go to Oxford. Everything can be done online. And you only go when you are there in the finals of Oxford. He did not know how to join the India squad of debating. Even for that matter, to qualify for the Economic Times Young Changemaker Award, there was a process of about a year and 258-page form, which his father filled over 4 months, talking to him, filling every single detail. Who should be congratulated, Shivansh or me? Now, I leave these two questions with you, whether Mihika made it to Cornell or it was Mr. Mukherjee who was intentional about her daughter making it to Cornell. Whether Shivansh made it to Oxford or it was his father who was intentional about Shivansh making it to Oxford in terms of debating championships. Whether Shivansh got the Economic Times Award or it was his father who was intentional about filling that 258-page form for Shivansh so that he can qualify for that award. And this is the reason why I always ask parents to be on the camera, because I always believe that it's never a child who goes to a great career or makes it to a great university. It is always an intentional and a supportive parent behind the child who makes the child go to a great university and a great college. And that's why, while I'm very proud of all the kiddos out there who are on the camera and you're leading by example, I would have loved for your parents to be there. I really like Mihir is joined by his mother, I guess. I really like the mothers who are sitting here without their kids, Roshni Talreja. I like Magdi Daruwala sitting, all of you who are sitting with your parents, Aradhya, Prajapati, all of you. While in today's session, I'm going to talk to a lot of your parents so that your parents understand you better. But let me give you a piece of advice also to all the teenagers. You will not become successful till the time your parents are supportive. And even if you become successful, that success has no meaning if your parents are not happy. It has no meaning. Your family has to be happy for your success. Otherwise, who will you share your success with? So with that, let me quickly share my screen and start the talk today. Just a little bit of introduction, while Avni did mention to you who we are. My name is Abhishek Gupta. I'm a career coach and a counselor and the founder of world's largest parent-student community called High School Moms. It is your community. You can follow us on Instagram by the handle called High School Moms. I will keep on giving you phone numbers and contact details, how you can contact us. I'm also the founder of International Alliance of Counselors and Educators. Consider it as the only association of the top-notch schools and top-notch universities in India and outside India in Asia Pacific. And what you see on the screen is about 200 principals holding High School Moms placard and guide placard on a residential conference that we host. Chances are some of you, your principals are also here. I'm also the founder of Guide. We call it Guide AI because we're working on a lot of AI. But Guide is a unique educational technology company which combines human expertise with AI. We have a team of about 150 teachers and counselors that report into Avni and then report into me. And we do everything from career counseling to college admissions. We are the only company backed by a community which got selected by Forbes as among the 200 companies with global impact. Our students are studying in the best of the universities around the world, whether it is Stanford, Harvard, Princeton, Brown, NUS Singapore, London School of Economics, University of Michigan, Warwick Business School, King's College London, Chicago Booth, Johns Hopkins, Columbia. Or they are also studying in the best of the universities in India, whether it's Flame, Ashoka, NMIMS, Ahmedabad, Laksha, you name it. And guess what? 75% of the students who come to us on time. Sabse pehle apne, if you are listening to me, I would request you guys to have a pen and a paper along with you because you might want to write certain questions and you might want to write certain information. 75% of the students who come to us end up going to their dream university with scholarship, whether in India or outside India. The question is, what is the right time? Genuinely speaking, the best time to start on this journey is as early as grade 9. If your child is already in grade 10, 11, or 12, there's nothing to panic. But yes, the best time to start on this journey is as early as grade 9. It takes 2 to 3 years to build that profile, which is required for you to go to a great university. What do? We provide career counseling. We provide SAT, ACT, AP prep. We provide profile building for top tier universities and Ivy Leagues. We help your child with scholarships and we focus only and only on leading universities in India or top 50 to 100 universities around the world. That's it. Won't take much time here. We all know how the world has changed. We all know how GPT is changing the way we look at things. But let us quickly understand some pieces of news which has come in recent past. IIT Delhi and Kanpur, 37% of students did not get jobs. And we are talking about IIT. I know why did this not load. Let me just quickly see. 37% of students at IITs did not find jobs. Forget that. This is as on yesterday. This piece of news came in Times of India. 83% of engineers do not have job offers or even internship offers. And you're still thinking about, oh, my child scored 95 in 10th. So the best thing that my child should do is take PCM. And the decision that you took was only on the basis of, oh, my child got a 95 in sciences in grade 10. My question to you is very simple. Is it the right way of counseling? Is it the right way of finding out subjects? Is it the right way of finding out careers? Do you really think sciences in grade 10 is actually sciences? That on the basis of the marks your child is scoring in 10th, you're asking your child to take a PCM or a PCB. Forget engineering. Most of you end up telling your child to become a doctor because of only two reasons. One, because your child is not interested in mathematics, so take PCB. And number two, unfortunately, the child got 90 in biology. And the poor kid came home and said, Mama, I got 90 in biology. And Mama jumps from her seat and says, Beta, you are the doctor I wanted to see in the family. Do you really think that's the right way of counseling? And most of you are laughing and smiling. I can see even fathers smiling, right? The ID says Jaya Lakshmi, and I can see the tinge of smile even on the father's face. Do you really think that I'm not making sense? Did you ask the child, before asking your child to become a doctor, did you give her the data points or him the data points? 25 lakh applications for 1.25 lakh seats, out of which only 95,000 seats are for general category. Assuming, because general category is the largest of the population in the country, most of us are from general category. Assuming, I may be wrong. 95,000 seats, 25 lakh applicants. How on earth do you think your child will be able to make it? And it's only your child who will be able to make it. Forget that. Did you really think studying one subject as biology and studying biology and medicine for the rest of their lives are same thing? Forget that. Did you ask your child, Beta, will you be able to study for 16 years? Let's count quickly. If your child is super intelligent, then your child will crack NEET after 1 year of gap. 1 year of gap, 5.5 years of NEET, 6.5 years. Aryan, I want you to help me, and Alok, I want you to help me with the calculation. I'm a little bad with mathematics, okay? Alok with double A. 6.5. 2 years of preparation for cracking NEET UG to PG, which means 2 years of preparation for MD or MS. 6.5 plus 2. Alok, quickly in the chat. 8.5. 2 years of MD, 3 years of MS, if all papers clear on time. 11.5. Thank you, Arav. Bare minimum 2 years for super specialization. 13.5. 2 to 3 years under a good doctor, under a good hospital, and that's when your child will be able to write on board and on the letterhead, ex-resident Maulana Abdul Kalam Medical College. And that's when you will go to that doctor for your treatment of diabetes or your treatment of your child. 16 years, ladies and gentlemen. Did you even ask your child that whether your child is willing to study for 16 years before truly earning well? Did you even know that the highest paid career in biology is actually not becoming a doctor? Did you even know that the highest paid career in biology actually takes only about 6 years instead of 16 of becoming a doctor? It takes 6 years to enter the highest paid career of biology. Forget that. look at how we do our planning. Newspapers chilla chilla ke bol rahe hain. They're shouting out loud to you and me as parents. And I'm talking to you as a father of a grade 12 kid. My son is in grade 12. His name is Shivansh. And the newspapers are shouting that parents, please wake up. AI will take away millions of jobs in India by 2030. You know what is happening? All of you are thinking, oh, it will take every other job, but not my child's job. How is that possible? If 83% of engineers are not getting jobs this year, and we are still in a very early stages of AI, you know what you know of AI right now is very early stage AI. And early stage AI can do phenomenal work, and I'll prove it to you by showing you how AI works. But look at this screen again. You know what is scary? Is 2030. Because that's the year when my son or your child is about to get into the workforce. We all celebrated when India won the Champions Trophy, correct? Yes or no? We all did. Yeah. Did you think India won on the day of the finals of the Champions Trophy? My question is very clear. Do you think India won on the day of the finals of the Champions Trophy? Yes or no? No. India won many months before by practicing in the nets, by planning, by consistently waking up, doing the physios, planning their strategies, and that's when Champions Trophy was won. A match is never won on the day of the finals. Match is won bare minimum 2 weeks before the finals. If that can happen with a simple match, can you imagine how important planning of a career is? NVIDIA, forget about NVIDIA. Just yesterday, I don't know whether you know of a name called Sam Altman. He's the founder of OpenAI, right? He made a statement just yesterday when this report came out from India, 83% of engineers are not getting jobs. He made a statement that 50% of programming and coding now is done by AI. Now correlate that why Sam Altman or NVIDIA CEO is asking you and requesting you, please think beyond engineering, parents. And they're crying out loud, but you're not thinking. And one reason could be because you ended up taking a wrong decision and you sent your child to Gagan Institute of Medical Preparation or SITG. Sorry, my lawyer has said not to take correct names, so you can extrapolate what I'm talking about. Just because you ended up spending money there, now you want your child to continue living that price or giving that price or paying that price. Anyways, guess what? AI is coming for lawyers. AI is gonna impact every single job, whether you like it or not. And you really need to be flexible about it. Quickly sharing my screen again to show you what I was talking about. Imagine I have to create a contract between you and me, and the contract should be, let's assume that you guys are in Bangalore and education is a subject matter of the state. So the contract should be as per the law of Bangalore, Karnataka, and the contract should allow me to provide you career counseling, but it should protect your privacy, but it should also protect me so that you cannot take me to the court of law. MOU between Abhishek Gupta, who is a career counselor, between you, who's a resident of some city, Party 1, Party 2, scope of services, career counseling, one-on-one guidance, college admissions, workshops, webinars. Duration is left blank because I do not know which class you are in. Fees and payment is left blank because I do not know which class you are in. Confidentiality so that your data is protected. Indemnity so that I am protected in the court of law. Privacy and data protection. Termination so that it can be with mutual consent. Force majeure if there is a natural calamity or a government law. Entire understanding, witnesses, and done. 30 seconds. Forget that. All of you who want your children to get into programming, let's show you. Let's assume that I want to create a website in next few seconds where all of you can fill in a data form so that I get your data. You get a thank you email before you leave this session. Create an HTML program for the web page contact us form with fields XYZ. Ladies and gentlemen, just copy the code. Your website is ready, and it has also given you how do you save it. Not sure if you're realizing what I'm talking about. I mean, it makes me really wonder that even after requesting all the parents and students to be on the camera, my first screen also still has 3 people who are not on the camera. It just makes me wonder, what is more important than your child's career? What is more important? And that's why I'm requesting all the parents and students who are not on the camera might as well log out, because this session is only supposed to be for parents and students who are truly intentional about their child's career. If you do not have intent, attending sessions like these is just pure wastage of your time. Might as well go and play Angry Birds right now. That will still give you some entertainment. Coming back. So in such a scenario, when the careers are changing, let me quickly ask you, and your fingers on your keyboard, what is the first career that comes to your mind when I say PCM? Engineer. What is the first career that comes to your mind when I say PCB? Doctor. What is the first career that comes to your mind when I say commerce? CA. Guess what? All of you should become a career counselor, right? Everybody knew, without even me showing the slide, that PCM is engineering, PCB is doctor, commerce is CA, humanities is law or hotel management. मतलब बेसिकली आप लोग ये बोल रहे हैं कि 45 मिलियन पेरेंट और बच्चा मुझे फॉलो कर रहा है, मैंने धूल में अपने बाल सफेद करे. I mean, what are we talking here? Let me ask all the parents who are here. I'm assuming that all of you are my age, simply because my child is in grade 12, your child is also in high school. So more or less we are in our mid 40s, right? Which means that I gave my 10th in 96. Some of you must have given it in 94. Some of you must have given it in 98, period. Somewhere around that, mid 90s. Don't you think these were the only 5 careers that were told to us when we were in school? And if these are the 5 careers which you are thinking about your child, when your child is in high school, don't you think you're going wrong somewhere? Like, don't you feel a little heaviness on your chest that, oh my God, I'm going wrong somewhere? A little heaviness here. Basically, what's happening is you want your child to get a job in 2030. 40 years after we gave our grade 10 and 12. You want your child to get a salary of 2030, but we have a thought process of 1990s. In which industry is it possible? I mean, let me know, because if I was talking to my parents today morning for something related to my son, and I was telling my dad also, Dad, do you realize how much time has changed? And my dad ended up asking me, what should be the fees of NIIT or AppTech course now? I said they don't even exist. There was a time that NIIT and AppTech used to be there in every gully and every nukkad. Today, you do not even find one center in a city. Times have changed. Companies have vanished that were existing in our time. Careers have gone for a toss. Anyways, coming back. The future careers are something like this. They're not linear. They're not linear. Future careers are not a byproduct of one subject. They're a byproduct of more than one subject. So this thought, oh, my child is a PCM student. You're going wrong. You're going wrong. You need to select subjects in a manner that your child is not limited to one domain. So for example, some of you are from CBSE, let's say. CBSE schools allow your children to take PCM with economics. Now you get stuck on PCM is equal to engineering without realizing that PCM plus economics makes your child both a science student and a commerce student at the same time. And guess what? The top 10 highest paid careers in the world, top 10 highest paid careers in the world. I repeat, top 10 highest paid careers in the world are actually a byproduct of economics and maths and not of PCM. Investment banking, private equity, economic consulting, risk analytics, risk management. I can go on and on and on. All of them are economics and maths. None of them are PCM students. So, if the future is very interdisciplinary, you need to select careers also in a very interdisciplinary manner, which means if your child is taking PCM, please look at even the optional subjects because the magic is in the optional subject. If your child is taking PCB, imagine by adding psychology, what magic can happen. Your child could have become a doctor with a question mark, like I said, 16 years, 25 lakh aspirants for 95,000 seats. But chemistry and biology and psychology leads you to one of the highest paid careers in the world, which is called forensic psychology. Biology and psychology leads you to counseling psychology or clinical psychology. And you might be wondering, why should I actually make my child a psychologist? So let me give you an example. I was recently doing a survey of Mumbai, Delhi, Calcutta, Bangalore, and a couple of state capitals, Indore, Jaipur. And I called up top 10 counseling psychologists and teenager psychologists in the city to identify what is the average fees and what is the average duration. The average fees in cities like Mumbai, Bangalore, Delhi, Gurgaon, the larger ones, for a counseling psychologist is about 25,000 rupees an hour. And the appointment is available after 7 days. A doctor after 16 years, बहुत अच्छा हुआ, will possibly charge 1,500 rupees for OPD. Maybe 2,000. Which means after 12 patients, doctor will make what a counseling psychologist makes in one appointment. I'll give you another interesting example. All of you must have thought about all the careers for your child. None of you actually ever thought that even career counseling is a career. Because according to you, the founder of world's largest parent-student community, founder of only association in the world for education, founder of Guide AI, a multi-million-dollar edtech company, I am unemployed. Because I'm not an engineer, I'm not a doctor, I'm not a CA, and I'm not a lawyer. Imagine how you're looking at careers. 20 lakh engineers graduate out of this country. Newspapers just yesterday said 83% of them do not get jobs. There is a shortfall of 1.3 million career counselors in this country. They are not even good 1,000 career counselors in this country. And you do not want your child to be a career counselor. I'm not saying you should make your child a career counselor. I'm just giving an example. The limitation of thought areas. Limitation of thought areas. Commerce students, imagine if you take commerce and you add psychology. Do you know marketing plus psychology is consumer behavior? Finance plus psychology is the 5th highest paid career in the world called behavioral finance. Economics plus psychology is 6th highest paid career in the world called behavioral economics. And the list will go on and on and on. Commerce with maths with computer science. Economics plus computer science is data science. Finance plus computer science is financial analytics. Business plus computer science is business analytics. Top 3 highest paid careers after commerce. कोई clue ही नहीं है. You have no clue. And the worst is, let me ask you this question, and even kids can participate if they want to. How many of you own a car? Yes or no? How many of you own a car? Okay. Definitely some of you. Question. How much time did you spend when you were buying your first car or your second car in planning? Average months, like 1 month, 2 months, 3 months. Can you give me in the chat? How many months did you take? 1 to 2 months, 1 month, 6 months, 3 months. Imagine to buy a car which will depreciate immediately after coming out of showroom. You took time in deciding the color, which brand, you took the test drive. You even went to the insurance company to ask which insurance is cheaper. You even went to Spinny and True Value to find out who will give the better price for your old car. You took 6 months. But to identify a career of your child, because of which your child will be able to buy 12 cars like that in his or her lifetime, you have not even spent 2 weeks. Because इसके लिए तो कोई क्या जरूरत है? PCM is equal to engineering. I mean, this is not important, right? So, careers, you can take a screenshot of this slide. The fact is, it will not help you. These are the careers which ideally you should be thinking about. This slide was made for my son about 3 years back. But let me tell you why it will not help you. Because after this session, if you do not take an action, then it is just information lying somewhere, and it will work like this. And possibly some of the parents, and Mr. Bhatia there or Mr. Manoj there, whoever, I mean, most of the parents like me have done this in our high school days. This slide will become like that photocopy which we got it done in our grade 10 of our friends' notes. We completed our grade 10, and during Diwali cleaning, that photocopy fell out. And we were like, oh, we never studied this and we still passed. This slide is going to act like that. Digital junk in your mobile or your laptops if you don't take action. So you got to research that. I don't have time to go into details of these careers, but let me quickly tell you, if you are a PCM student and if you're thinking anything beyond these 4 careers, right now, you're going completely wrong. I don't have time to go into it, but let me just quickly tell you. Data science is a career not just for PCM, but even for commerce with maths. Because data science has to do with economics, statistics, and mathematics and Python. It has nothing to do with physics and chemistry. Computational mathematics as a career, the degree will never be called engineering in computational mathematics. The degree will be called Bachelor's in Applied Computational Mathematics. And it is one of the highest paid degrees, both available in India and outside India. For AI, most of you who are thinking that AI can happen even when my child does not know programming or coding, please wake up. Most of you who are thinking that data science can happen when my child is not good in mathematics, please wake up. Let me ask you this question. And I'll stop the screen share for 10 seconds. Most of you come to me and ask me a question, and the question is, Abhishek, please tell me the best career after 10 plus 2 PCM. Please tell me the best career after 10 plus 2 commerce. Please tell me the most in-demand career after 10 plus 2 humanities. Like, seriously? Do you think even if it's it's even a right question? It's not a right question, because not all doctors are successful. In your own city, are all doctors earning the same? No. In my city, I can tell you, there are graduates out of NLU who are taking 50 rupees for notarizing, and there are graduates out of NLU which charge 5 lakh rupees per sitting in the court of law. Not all engineers are successful. So how do you think I can tell you the best career after 10 plus 2 PCM, which will apply to all? The question should not be what is the best career after 10 plus 2 PCM. The question should be, Abhishek, which is the career where my child has the maximum potential to go to top 1% of that career? So for example, I chose a career called career counseling, but I am today Asia's #1 career counselor. I'm the founder of High School Moms. I'm the founder of Guide AI. I'm the founder of International Alliance of Counselors and Educators. The intent was not to become a career counselor. The intent was to become the top 1% career counselor, because that's what matters. So the question should be, Abhishek, for my child who loves debating, is great in mathematics, enjoys coding, but still is a great public speaker and does not want to sit on the computer throughout the day for 24/7, what are the right careers for this kind of a kid? It cannot be what are the right careers for everybody. It cannot have the same career. And that's very, very important for all of you to understand. Coming back. For PCB students, where did the PCB slide go? Okay. Anyways, I do not know where the PCB slide went. I must have hidden it by mistake, but let me just come back to PCB. For PCB students, look at careers like bioinformatics. Bioinformatics. It's a career at the cusp of mathematics and biology. So for that, you need PCMB, not PCB. For PCB students who do not like mathematics, then look at a career in bacteriology and virology, which are byproducts of microbiology, which means you will do bachelor's in biology or bachelor's in microbiology and master's in bacteriology and virology, two of the highest paid careers in the field of biology. For PCB students, please look at careers in food sciences, because food sciences has a huge, humongous potential for next 30, 40, 50 years. For PCB students, please look at careers in environmental science and sustainability. You might not want to discuss this with your parents. Please tell me, let me tell you that, simply because your parents would say, "Ha, environmental science bhi koi career hai." They are coming with the thought process of 1990s. Today, you open any particular website, whether it is Airtel to Maruti to Hyundai to Samsung to Apple to ICICI Bank to HDFC to Barclays to Credit Suisse to NSC, whatever you can think of, Amul to whatever food items you eat, Hindustan Liver, Procter and Gamble. Open any website of any big company, and on their homepage you will find we are targeting to become carbon neutral by 2040, 2035. And you do not realize that the world is moving towards sustainability. The research says that the last biggest opportunity that hit mankind was internet, which is a $5 trillion economy today. And the next big time opportunity that will hit mankind is environmental science and sustainability. And it is projected to be a $50 trillion economy in next 10 years, 10 times bigger than internet. Wake up. And that's very important for you to wake up. All right. Commerce students, look at data science, business analytics, financial intelligence. Those are the kind of careers that you would want to see. Let me also give you a heads up. Commerce students can also do science degrees. Do you know that? As long as you have commerce with maths, today NEP allows you to do a Bachelor's of Sciences in Financial Analytics. New education policy is already implemented. It's already implemented. At this juncture, let me also tell you that while I'm suggesting you 4 careers each, what is the right career for your child? That's very important to figure out. You cannot just pick it up, oh, ye kar lete hain. Nahin. Which is that career that your child has the potential to go and make top 1% of that career? At this juncture, let me also tell you that if you are in grade 10 as a student, and if you are thinking of dropping mathematics in grade 11 and 12, please think 5 times before doing that. I know, I saw Prutha looking at her dad right now. Oh. But beta, you are not here to listen what you want to hear. You're here to listen what is right. I'll give you 2 or 3 reasons. All the futuristic careers which have demand for next 30, 40 years. And it's not that I like it. It's the fact that I cannot change. So don't think I like it. I like a career where my child will become top 1% in that career, period. The fact is, any futuristic career, biology, bioinformatics, finance, financial analytics, PCM, data science, business, business intelligence, any futuristic career you think of is not possible without mathematics. Number 2, there is no entrance exam in the world other than NEET, of course, which is very difficult to crack either which ways. There is no entrance exam in the world which will not check you on mathematics. Now you will say, but sir, those entrance exams test you on class 10th mathematics. I have already studied till grade 10. Why should I do it in grade 11, 12? Beta, एक बार practice छूटी तो छूटी जाएगी. I'll repeat in English for people who are not from Hindi background. Once you leave the practice, you're out of it. And as a counselor who has counseled 100,000 students, 1 lakh बच्चों को counsel कर चुका हूं personally, I'll tell you, I only see students struggling after dropping maths in grade 11 and 12. So if you can take basic maths, fine. If you can take lower level maths in your IB as an SL, fine. Instead of IBAA mathematics, you take IBAI mathematics, it is fine. But please, for heaven's sake, think 10 times, not 5, before dropping maths. But those of you who are looking at making careers in humanities, please remember, humanities students have a great opportunity to make career at the cusp of economics and psychology, because both are humanities as well as commerce subject. Economics is a humanity and a commerce subject, and both. So economics and psychology is a great career. It's a great, great career. If you can go for eco major, psych minor, or psych major and eco minor, you will never see a U-turn in life. You'll never see a U-turn in life. The other career for humanities you should look at is possibly media and communication. That's one more career that you want to possibly see, because the world has completely adapted to new age of media. We need people who understand social media experts, social media analysts, content writers, content creators. You have no idea how much of the demand is there. You have no clue. World needs more of it. So look at that. Now, I'm sorry, but I'll have to stop here because I cannot go too much in detail of individual careers. But before I go further, let me, and before I go into the second section, because I'm going very time bound, I want to finish this by 1 p.m. so that we can go into a deep dive of questions and answers only for people who are on the camera. For everybody else who's not on the camera, you're not invited to ask me questions, period. I am very clear. I respect you, you respect me. That's it. That's how the world should work. To identify career, the right career for your child, you need three things: interest, aptitude, and skills. And I'll explain it to you. Most of us get stuck to interest, and that's where we do the biggest mistake. So the child will come and say, Mama, I scored the highest in biology. And Mama will say PCB. That's a problem of, oh, just because one subject I ended up scoring well, I cannot make that as my career. I'll tell you, as a counselor, I can tell you, majority of you will score really well in grade 10, but 90% of you will struggle in grade 11. Two reasons: it's the most difficult class of CBSE, ISC, IGCSE, and IB. The subjects become wide and deep. And second, you ended up choosing the wrong subjects. You've got to understand, we are not in an era where every career is out of sciences. That era is long over. This thought process, science will keep all your options open. It's long over. Do you know the top highest paid careers are not even science careers? Even mathematics is a science. Even computer science is a science. Even economics is behavioral science. So open yourself, please. Interest. If interest is high, but there is no aptitude for that career, you are happy, but you're not successful. If aptitude is high and interest is not there, I am successful, but I'm not happy in the long run. So then it happens in some of our houses, right? मतलब हर घर में एक ही कहानी है, let's accept it, right? वेदास में लिखा है कि पूरी दुनिया 11 कहानियों पे ही चल रही है. हर घर में इन 11 में से एक है, राइट? सबको अपनी अलग लगती है, बट हर घर में इन 11 में से एक है, राइट? एंड देयर आर सम कहानीज आउट ऑफ रिलेशनशिप्स, हस्बैंड वाइफ का रिलेशनशिप, पेरेंट बच्चे का रिलेशनशिप, ऐसे 11 कहानियां चल रही है पूरी दुनिया में. हम सबको पता है that there must be somebody who is earning really well but comes back home frustrated. That's a classic case of high aptitude, low interest. Okay. But what is that one thing which makes a child get into the top 1% of that career? And I'll give you my example here. There must be at least 10 other counselors in our country which are as good as Abhishek Gupta. होना चाहिए, 1.5 billion है. I'm sure there are. Why is that Abhishek Gupta is called Asia's #1 career counselor? Why is that? I mean, I was just yesterday, I was invited to speak at TEDx at Miranda House. Why is that all TED Talks come to me? Why is that principals come and attend my events? Why is that all the schools invite me? Not anybody else. Is it to do with my counseling? Okay, let me ask you a question. How many of you by now, and genuinely from the bottom of your heart, okay, just press 1 or 2. How many by now think, or maybe give a heart sign or no heart sign, you think that I'm a decent enough career counselor? By now, I mean, we have talked for almost what, 45 minutes? 1 for good counselor, 2 for not so good counselor, heart for a good counselor. I really want to meet Preeti Nathani. Preeti, thank you so much for giving me a 2, but I want to meet you. Most of you say 1, right? How do you know that? I haven't even personally counseled your child. I haven't even personally counseled your child, right? You're judging me on my communication skills. Period. Imagine the power of communication skills, that without me counseling your child, you have accepted that I'm a good counselor. So my counseling did not take me to Asia's #1. I was a good counselor, like maybe other 10. What took me to Asia's #1 was my ability to create high school moms and reach out to 45 million of you. It was my ability to connect and network and create an association called INACE. It was my ability to get guide in place and bring 75% students to scholarships. It was my ability to come on a webinar on a Sunday morning and still, मतलब imagine करिए डंडे के जोर पे आपसे without being in front of you, आपसे कैमरा ऑन करवा दिया. Yes, you are great. You started it. So there's something called skill which will take your child to top 1%. And if that skill is not complementing with the career your child is getting into, your child will do well, but will never do the best. So it is not about finding the right career. It is about finding that one career where your child will go and make top 1% of that career so that your child is not an average or mediocre in that career. And this has nothing to do with being average or mediocre in school. It has nothing to do with that. Your child could be a pretty average in school, but can still make it to top 1% of that career where your child is best suited. As long as you open up your mind and say, yes, I know PCM and PCB is not be all end all. Now, there is a career assessment available on our website called GPaths. I will ask my team to give you a link. It is an interest, aptitude, and skill assessment. It is not a psychometric. Rather, if anybody is asking your child that I will do a psychometric, please do not get it done. I repeat, if anybody is saying I'll do a personality assessment of your child or psychometric, please do not get it done. I'll give you an example as a father, forget about as a counselor. I have seen my child's personality changing from grade 9 till grade 12. Honest. I very jokingly, I tell him sometimes that Shivansh, till you were 13, 14, I used to love you and I used to like you. Now you are 17. I definitely love you, but I do not like you. Because you have started arguing with me. I'm waiting for the time you become 21. By the time you become 21, you'll be back from college. You will understand why Papa was right and why Aloo Ka Paratha was the right decision. Today you like Zomato. Give it 6 months in college, you will like Aloo Ka Paratha. I beat it. I don't need to teach you that. Well, life will teach you that. Why Mamma's Aloo Ka Paratha and Dadi's or Ma's, subah aloo ki sabji and roti was the best possible decision. 6 महीने में पता चलता है college जाने के बाद. We don't need to teach them this. They learn it on their own. Let them do Zomato or Swiggy, whatever they want to do it right now, for heaven's sake. So interest, aptitude and skills. ये assessment आपको 90 मिनट में एक रिपोर्ट जनरेट करके देगा. उस 90 मिनट की रिपोर्ट के बाद you will get to know the right career. And I'll show you in the end, I'll show you a sample report of that assessment also. This assessment is for 5,000 rupees, but let me be honest here. Starting last Monday, every year on the academic year end, 15 days, which is 15th of March till 31st of March, we slash it down to 2,499. So it's available on our website. Don't buy it from the website, buy it from our Instagram handle, because website will still ask you to pay 4,999, but you can take it for 2,499. And I will send you the link at the end of the session, but I'll send you in the end. For those of you who are, but this assessment is for those जिनको शायद थोड़ा बहुत आइडिया है कहाँ जाना है, क्या करना है, कैसे करना है. If you're completely lost, then an assessment might not help you. Then you might need a proper counseling. And for proper counseling, at the end of the session, I'll give you the number if you want counseling from me. Otherwise, my assessment also will come with a 30-minute counseling with my team. My counseling is a little far more expensive than my team's, but I'll leave that decision on you guys because you understand your finances much better than I do. The right age to take this career assessment is as early as grade 9. And this assessment is meant for grade 9 to grade 12. And yes, it is okay for a grade 9 kid to take it. It is okay for a grade 12 kid to take it. Please do not ask a grade 8 to take it. And please do not ask a first year student to take it. Very clear. Now, coming to the next part of the deal, which is university. At this juncture, Let me invite Avni from my team. Avni is the Director of School and Institutional Engagement. She is the person behind 43 million parents and students being a part of our network. She's our lead career counselor. And I also learn a lot from her. Let me invite her to uh, possibly give you initial bits about how university admissions have changed. How do you need to look at universities? And go forward from there. Avni, over to you. If you want, you can share your screen, the same presentation. Um,
I'm good right now. I don't think so. I need the screen because at 12:30 we have also invited one of the very reputed person from an Indian university to come and speak to you guys also and just give you a perspective in terms of how even the landscape of universities in India is changing. And I'm not talking about the typical Delhi University and the Mumbai University. I am talking about the futuristic universities, whether it is Flame, Ashoka, Kriya, Ahmedabad University, and a lot of stuff like that. Now, first of all, let's take a step back. And when Abhishek said that, how things are changing when it comes to universities, okay? First things first that we need to understand is that gone are those days when we used to wait for our grade 12th results to come in, and only on the basis of grade 12th that we used to get admissions or scholarships. What I said in the start also, that last year our students got $23 million of scholarship, and today, as on date, which is 23rd of March, we are already sitting on $40 million of scholarship. By the time we hit the 1st of May, the number would have certainly increased, because we are still waiting for a lot of offer letters to come in, including 8 full rights from Flame already till date. Now we need to understand that when it comes to universities are not looking at just your final grade 12th results. What universities is certainly looking at is the 4 years of your trajectory, which is as early as grade 9th. Yes, you heard it right. That what is it that the student has done in grade 9th? What is it that the student has, or what has been the academic trajectory of a high school student from grade 9th onwards? So you are talking about all of those things that you need to submit as a part of your entire application, or what the universities have started saying it as holistic profile. So when it comes to holistic profile, we are not just talking about academics, we are also talking about the non-academic side, or what we call it as the not the extracurriculars but the essential curriculars. Whether it is holding any leadership positions, whether it is participating in MUNs, debates, competitions, workshops, or even for that matter, going ahead and doing some sort of summer schools. Yes, summer schools are also something which is important, not just from the perspective of certainly going and experiencing the university, but it is also important that you are going and collaborating, you are meeting students from other schools and other parts of the country in itself. So then in that case, what is technically happening right now is that you are showcasing to the universities that I am intentional about being a successful student at your campus. And that's how, whether it was Navya Seth, who is right now studying at Warwick Business School, or whether it was Khushi, Siddhant, or our current students, Mihika, Ria, Amog, a lot of students of ours who are actually working on their profile. The reason being, they want to showcase it to the university. It's not about just participating in random extracurricular activities, but it is at the end of the day submitting a story to the university, which is what is giving them admits, yes, and scholarships. And maybe, this is something which is my one of the favorite stories, because whether it is Abhishek, myself, myself or the team over here, we have personally been involved into that journey of our student called Navya Seth, where I said, she's studying at Warwick Business School, which is the second best business school in the UK. She started her journey with us as early as almost end of grade 9th and start of her grade 10th. And she was hell-bent upon the fact that she wants to do English literature in her undergraduation. We as her mentors, we were very clear about it that we are not too sure if this is what she should be doing when her parents are going to be spending so much. To cut the long story short, she did a lot of activities with us through very guided approach where she was being exposed to a lot of activities. Eventually, she decided that I want to go and do marketing and communication. But one of her very simple, I would say not simple, but a very passionate about her project or her idea was that she wanted to eventually publish a book. She went on to first do a book donation drive, followed by going and teaching these students. But in this journey of teaching them, what she did was she started learning something from them also through their struggles. And that's when she came back to us and she said that, I feel very blessed with what kind of a life I am living right now. And that's when she realized it that what I need to do is, and when we were talking to her, we said that instead of you just talking about their sad part of life, what you need to do, Navya, is you need to publish the book which says that what is it that you learned from them. Hence she published a book called as They Became My Teacher. And at the end of this, so maybe you would say, oh yeah, she published a book, great, but that's not the end of, or for me, that's not the full circle. The full circle is that all the proceedings from the selling of that books again goes back to the NGO. Now that's a full circle for me. To even till date, she continues to drive that passion project of hers by sitting in the UK, by collaborating with students who were her fellow mates. They are in the US, they are in India and other parts of the world, but she continues to make that impact. And when she made that impact, she got 515 from the UK admission. She applied to two universities in the US. She got offer from both, including Indiana University, Bloomington, Kelley School of Business, as well as she got NYU and a full ride from Flame. So she applied to 8 universities because of all that she did, and an A-star student all around, a 1520 on SAT, and that's how she got an 8 on 8 offer. So if you think, and parents, this is for you, and students, this is for you, if you think that I am going to be a 95% student all across my grade 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, yes, percentage is important. I was just talking to a parent yesterday and I said, there is no compensation for academic grades, but besides academics, you need to stand out. That in these lakhs and lakhs of applications or thousands of applications, how do you stand out? You stand out by building a profile for yourself to get scholarships. And also what Abhishek is certainly will be talking about is SATs, which is going to help your child or you as student to safeguard yourself from writing 50 plus entrance exams. Yes, you heard it right. If you give that one magical exam. So over to Abhishek to help us take through the next part of the segment.
Thank you, Avni. So let me break this point into two parts. Number one, the biggest question that comes is career and university related? The answer is a yes or a no. Please understand that as a student, if you are not taking your university choices seriously, and as a parent, if you're not intentional about your child studying in the best of the universities, we are going somewhere wrong. And I'll tell the kids that uh, to all the teenagers out there, the reason why you want to go to a great university, I'll give you two, three of them. Number one, I have studied at University of California, Los Angeles. I came from a very lower middle class background. I still made it to UCLA. That's another story some other day. I'll tell you. But when you go to a good university, one thing for sure will happen. Even if you stand straight without doing anything, opportunity will come and hit you. That's the magic of a great university. Instead of a bad university where you're struggling for opportunities. Number two, when I graduated from Anderson School of Management, little did I know that all the people in my mobile 5 years down the line will already be hitting CTOs, CXOs, and CEOs of the companies. I did not know that. Today, every single person in my mobile is a C-suite executive. That's the power. You build your network and your net worth in a great university. Now, the second question that comes is, should I study in India or outside India? Now, the answer to this question is very simple. If you want to study in the best of the universities in India, Flame, Ashoka, Plaksha, Kriya, the best of the universities are not the names that you are aware of when you and me were growing up. Those names have long gone. If you want to study in the best of the universities, if you want your child to study in the best of the universities, then the requirement is academics, entrance exam, and profile. And let me tell you this thing, profile is 70% of the college admissions today, 70. 70%. You have no clue that in today's time, to get an offer letter in India or outside India, you do not even need your board results. Offer letters can come as early as 2 months before you even sit for your board exams. Offer letters can come as early as 6 months before your board results are even announced. How? I'll tell you over the course of my presentation. But let's take an example. Now, in India, there's a university called Ashoka, there's a university called Flame. These are some of the finest universities. I'm happy that Anju Dioskar, the director of undergrad admissions at Flame, is also going to join in for 5 minutes. And we will talk to Anju. But imagine 25,000 applications for 700 seats. A 19-page application form with only one line asking, what were your predicted scores? What is predicted score? I'll also tell you. Predicted score is given by a school on the basis of your grade 10, grade 11, and midterms of grade 12. And they will issue this predicted score on their letterhead as early as September of your 12th standard, so that you can apply in round one, because round one in today's time in India and outside India gets over as early as November, so that you can get an offer letter by December, even before you sit for your pre-boards. How do you get into these 700? Do you think you'll open the form one day prior to the application form closing and you'll be able to finish 18 pages, 19 pages? No. As a parent, I know all of you love your child. But you know how I show that I love my child? When my child was in grade 10, we opened the application forms. We wrote down every single line item which was required in that form. We went through the entire 19 pages. And then me and Shivan sat down and we decided, let's do everything that is possible so that no column in this entrance form, application form, is left blank. And that's called planning. And for me, that is love. My son will never remember how many iPads I bought him, but he will always remember me spending time playing Angry Birds on iPad with him. Are you spending that time with your child? Some of you are, because you are sitting with your child for this session. But let me quickly show you how colleges list changed. That was one for me on the left-hand side. This is the one for Shivansh on the right-hand side. And if you see, while Shivansh is 200% going abroad, not because of anything else, but because I believe that he deserves international exposure. And international exposure has its own value. I do not want my child to be successful. I want my child to be globally successful. There is a difference in both the statements. I am not stopping my child saying, oh, you are my only kid, so you're not allowed to go. Because for me, because he's my only kid, he has all the right to do things right for him. My love is supposed to build him, not break him. But if you look at it, even in India, his choice of universities has completely changed. Completely changed. Anyways, admissions processes have changed. Today, 30% is academics, 70% is your profile, because 40% is profile and 30% is college essays and SOPs. Don't think you can write it with ChatGPT. You'll be caught. it's very easy to make out what is written from ChatGPT. There are softwares in place. Universities have gone smarter. They will put an interview. And if you have not done it, you'll not be confident about it. 70% of your college admissions is profile, which also means you need to understand. If your child is scoring 95% and doing nothing at all, you're going completely wrong. Which also means if your child is in grade 10 and you're saying, oh, this is a board year, apan 11th mein kar lenge, you've gone completely wrong as a parent. Because 10th is the easiest class of any curriculum. I can understand your child will be busy preparing for boards starting September onwards. But what about from March till September? Did you utilize the 10th standard? Because 11th is the most difficult class where subjects will become wide and deep. 10th is what you need to utilize. You cannot do everything in grade 11 and 12. Let us see from Avni, can you please tell me when Anju is there? Let us see from the application forms. This is the first page of application form of Flame. Just one example I'm going to take. List your achievements, awards, honors, scholarships in sports, extracurricular activities, community service. First page. Give me or your social media handle. The first question. So my request to all the children out there is, please do not put anything on social media which you will regret later. Do not put anything super political. Do not put anything which is super religious. Do not take sides. Do not vape, go to a party and post a picture with your friends. It will all backfire for you. No university will give you admission because every university will go through your social media handle. Every university in today's time. But extracurriculars, critical. Whether you look at India, whether you look at US, whether you look at UK, everything is revolving. Do you even know there was a time till last year when you could have applied to UK on the basis of one personal statement? It has been changed to 3 essays now from this year, just like US. And if you haven't participated in the extracurriculars, if you do not have a profile, then you're not getting admission. Now, academics tell the universities how good a student you are. But why extracurriculars are important is because they tell the university a lot about your personality, a lot about your leadership skills, a lot about your community awareness, your ability to multitask, your ability to learn beyond the classroom. Very important. Very, very important. It is imperative for you to understand that today the requirements to get admissions in the best of the universities in India and outside India is same. So coming back to my question, whether your child should study in India or outside India, let me give you a piece of advice. You have no clue on the amount of scholarships being offered by the universities. I always say to all my students, as long as you are scoring 85% consistently, your child, if it's a parent, I tell them, your child has the ability to go and study in the best of the universities around the world, that too on scholarships. And this applies to India as well. You do not need to be an exceptional kid in today's time. You need to be an interesting kid. So academics are important, but not so important that you can compromise on your extracurriculars. You cannot. So if your child is not participating into extracurriculars, let me tell you, ladies and gentlemen, your child will not study at one of the best universities. So you might as well wake up. Please understand there is a reason why a counselor's son is into debating and into coding and into science competitions and winning an Economic Times award. I'm not an enemy of my child. There is a reason why he has done all this. Coming to how do you study at the best of the best universities in India and outside India? Let me show some examples. One example from last year, this year, Mihika Mukherjee, who made it to an Ivy League Cornell. She came to us 3 years before. Yes, she was good in academics. we suggested her to take SAT. We prepared her for SAT. We prepared her for advanced placements. But what we also did was we suggested her a passion project, a project beyond which she's able to, a project which goes beyond her academics, a project which is able to talk more about her. So we suggested her, because she wanted to get into computer science, we suggested her, why don't you do a capstone project for CBSE National Science Exhibition? She did it. We built her leadership skills by making her a part of our student council. So Guide also has a student council, and you need to be a Guide member for 1 year to actually apply for student council position. On the top of it, we prepared her to become a student council member for her school. And then we suggested her to build AI-powered caregiving app using various programming languages she knew. And we also helped her design Haha Harmony, a board game, which helped her to design a game where children could express through the board game. This made her got selected into Ivy League Cornell, Purdue, Wisconsin, UIUC, and University of Washington at Seattle, all of them among the top 10 universities in the world. I'll take another example of Navya, which Avni was talking about. Navya got 100% scholarship from Flame. She got an offer from Warwick Business School, Indiana University, Bloomington, and NYU, New York University. Again, good with academics, gave her SAT. We prepared her for the SAT. Her passion project that we suggested her was, because she wanted to get into media and communication, we suggested her to publish a book on underprivileged children, where their stories became a teacher. In terms of community service, she ran a campaign called Gift a Smile across multiple cities with Guide members and Guide students. Because we have students from around the world, our students can collaborate with one another and build projects. She also became a member of our student club. She was then awarded the annual award by High School Moms and Guide called the Student of the Year, and she became the head girl of the school, apart from doing multiple internships. She got a 100% scholarship to study at Flame in India, while she chose to go to Warwick, but she still was sitting on multiple scholarship letters. That's the book that she published. One more example. This example is of a current student, Ria Goda from Heritage Experiential School. She came to us as early as grade 10. Currently, we are building her passion project called Inspire Her. You can go to Inspire Her's website. She's trying to create a community where she can inspire 1 million young women to achieve their dreams. She's the vice president of our student club, Guide Student Council. She did an internship. We got her to do an internship with Parveg Dynamics because she wanted to do data science. So she did an internship in electrical vehicles, market research, and she's currently doing an internship in financial economics with a leading international organization. She also became a part of Navya's passion project, Gift a Smile, and she also started her own project De Facto. Got a 1580 in her SAT. We prepared her for SATs and gave 4 advanced placements. I will later tell you what advanced placements are and what magic they can do for your child. She's currently going to apply for fall 2026. That's her passion project. That's Mihika, that's Vibhuti. Scholarships. These are just this year's scholarship holders and just 2 partial names. Look at the amounts of scholarship these students are getting. Aditya Mandlekar got into the #1 design school in the world at $100,000 scholarship. Teknamveer got into, he's from Mohali, got into Illinois Tech with almost $100,000. Again, a full ride from Flame, Jayanti San. Arshia got into Rochester Institute of Technology at $104,000. Arshleen Kaul from DPS Faridabad got into University of Cincinnati at $60,000. Ananya got into MICA, Maryland Institute for Arts and Design. Warwick and Arush got University of California. Now, these are just some examples that I wanted to show you to tell you that scholarships are for real, both in India and outside India. The reason why your children are not getting scholarships are two. Number one, they're only focused on academics and doing nothing in extracurriculars. They will not get scholarships. Zero scholarship for 95% holder, but 100% scholarship for somebody who is scoring an 89 and building a profile. Remember that. Number two, you as a parent are not aware when to apply, how to apply, and where to apply for scholarships. That's it. It's not universities are not giving. Our lack of awareness is not the reason why universities are not giving. Our lack of awareness is the reason why our students are not getting. Is Anju there? Can we have Anju?
Yes. Akash, can you please make Anju the co-host? Yes, she is the
It's done.
All right, Anju, can I see you on the screen? Where are you? Say hi.
Hello.
There she is.
The moment you say hello. All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, moms and dads, that's Anju Deoskar, the Director for Undergraduate Admissions at possibly India's #1 liberal, futuristic, I call them India's only international university, Flame in Pune. There are multiple reasons why I call Flame as India's #1 university in today's time. One is my students who are there at Flame, most of them are at scholarships. Most of them. Some of them come from very high paying background, but they're still studying on scholarships. And some of them do not come from that high paying background, but are still studying on scholarships. If you are worthy, you will get one. Number two, they only take 700 odd students every year, which means it is very selective. And when you're studying at Flame, that means you're studying at the best of the brains in the country. Number three, I don't want my child to go to a university only to attend classes. I want my child to go to a university to be a part of extracurriculars, to be a part of clubs and associations, to be a part of an ecosystem which prepares my child for life. Because books might give my child knowledge, but confidence will come from participating in extracurriculars. And knowledge without confidence is zero. Number four, one of the most beautiful campuses I've visited in the world. Surrounded by hills inside a valley, a gated community, you cannot enter that campus without having a proper approval. I've been there multiple times and I can tell you that. With that, Anju, thank you so much for joining in. I know Flame usually does not go and participate in these kinds of sessions, but I really appreciate for you coming in and thank you so much again. This year also, 7 of my students are going to come to Flame on full ride.
Yes.
Really
Yes.
appreciate that. Couple of questions, Anju. If I have to ask you, what are the top 3 things about Flame that Flame is so selective and still is so well known?
So, a very, very good afternoon, dear parents and lovely students. You're in a great journey because you've started exploring your university options. I'm sure your high school students, some of you in 10th, 11th, 12th, these grades, they're all really important. And that's exactly the same age group that the universities start engaging with these kind of students. So things that we really require in a student at Flame University is that we need to just go a little back and look at the whole society first. What is the industry like? So any good education system should be a reflection of the society and industry. And then can we only prepare the students to step into those. We won't make bold claims that you'll become successful, you'll earn this much, that much. That's equally upon you as much as upon an institution, right? So when we're looking at the students, we definitely are looking at a holistic profile of a student. But I always mention this, not at the cost of your academic rigor. You can't say, I've done like all of these 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 things, but my academics is just about 55, 60%. Sorry, then you'll have to go to a more focused vocational kind of, if those achievements are in sports, go to a sports university. If those achievements are in dance, then go to a school that teaches only dance, because you've already put in so many number of hours there, right? But if you're looking at a mainstream career, please understand your sports, dance, your debating, everything will be absolutely useful with alongside with your academics. So Abhishek, number one, we definitely are looking at academic rigor, and you know about it. A lot of your students, they never applied for scholarship. We gave them scholarship because they were good in their academics, and they were also very strong candidates because they were involved in so many other things outside of their academics, right? That's the number one thing. Number two, if you're talking about Flame, please, is chat open for people?
Yeah, it is.
So just say a yes or a yay if you know what is liberal education. Everyone here, if you know what it is. All right. So yeah, we understand, like, it's not something which, and that's the reason Abhishek has called me here, because people really don't understand what liberal education, especially the parents. Students might be knowing a little more than the parents, I can guarantee that. So when we talk about US education, everyone knows that, US education system is fabulous. It's a holistic approach to education. An engineer is also studying philosophy, or somebody who's studying psychology is studying about math, or somebody who's studying environmental is learning about human resource. This is something that's very popular in the US. But if I say the same thing we do in India, there's a big question on parents' faces, saying that, hey, you know what, but my kid want to do a BBA, so why don't you teach BBA alone? I don't want my BBA student to be learning a psychology. For what? वो waste करेगा अपना एक साल. So this is something which we particularly notice when we're interviewing students. I was talking to a psychology faculty, and I just asked her, I said, how are you selecting or not selecting the students? He says, yeah, I mean, simple things like, you're giving an interview and we can see your eyeball, you're reading on another gadget. That's a big ethical issue for Flame. You're 90%, your profile is top, you are not coming to Flame. If you can't show ethics in just a simple plain interview of 5 minutes, we don't expect you to be ethical in the university. Anyway, that aside, students have to have openness to study a finance and a environmental study and a public policy and international relation, a film subject, even if you're 100% sure that you're coming here to study only economics. And the reason behind is because the world does not exist in a silo. Anybody who's studying finance should understand the industrial behavior, psychology of the industry. Or somebody who's studying psychology must know a little bit of data. How do you use the data of your own clients to maybe treat them better, or to understand what I have to do? So professionally, and I think that's why the US has maximum innovators or Nobel laureates, right? So many innovations there. So this is the kind of education we want. And so we are not really, the interview and all of this thing is not designed to reject, but it is designed to align and map whether I'm good for you as much as you are good for me. So that's the unique USP of Flame, Abhishek. And you know that we get tons of application, and that's the number of students we select. And at the same time, we have students with 84-85% marks, and they're also so it's a very holistic approach. But we do definitely look at student, how open-minded they are, how involved they are. Yes.
Thank you, Anju. And that was very important for me, because my next section is about what is liberal education, and I wanted to start it with you. So parents, liberal education is nothing but a possibility where your child is studying multiple subjects at the same time and coming up with unique careers. Liberal education is where you can study economics with psychology and go into behavioral economics, or your child is studying business management and psychology and go into consumer behavior. That's the beauty of liberal education. And like Anju said, there is no second thought. Academics are important, but academics are not just your school marks. It is also beyond what you do in terms of studies. And my next question to Anju is on that. Anju, we know that last year we saw a student with 95% getting rejected, and you gave full ride 100% scholarship within an 89% student because that had academic rigor, but also a great profile. So we understand that you look at the holistic profile of a child, but you are also an institution which equally value SAT as an exam. Now, there are two ways of applying to Flame. One should either write a Flame's own exam, which is FEAT, but Flame's website clearly mentions that somebody who has taken SAT and has taken in last 5 years is exempted from writing FEAT. Do you accept FEAT? Because this confusion, even after they being there on your website, people still do not believe that SAT is accepted in India. Over to you, Anju.
True. So, when we started way back in 2007, there were no liberal arts colleges in the country, liberal education universities. And we drew our inspiration of Wellesley and Amherst, all right? And so obviously we had to, keep doors and options open in every aspect, whether it was admissions, curriculum, experience, everything. So SATs are the common entrance, tests, considered as one of the common entrance tests for a lot of universities in the US. So we adopted that way back in 2007, Abhishek, all right, when we really started. This helps students. There are a bunch of universities in the country who also accept SATs like Flame does. And what helps with the students is that if you've taken one test, you don't have that anxiety or anxiousness of appearing multiple tests, because every university will have their own. So student coming to Flame, if they submit, when they're typing in their application and they say that they check whether they're going to take FEAT, which is Flame Entrance Aptitude Test, or SAT. You can pick on SAT and submit your scores. If your scores are below 1350, we do send a mail that please take the entrance aptitude test. If your scores are 1500, you may just get an offer that you have 100% scholarship. You never know. So
I completely agree there. And let me just quickly show you guys something. These were two of my students. I can show you this year's offer letters also. Both of them with full ride scholarship from Flame.
Yeah.
But if you look at the date of the offer letter, you will realize that the date of the offer letter is March 1st. Now, some of my students even got offer letter as early as February 2nd. And
January also they've given. Yes.
January. Anju, is it fair to say that Flame is giving offer letters even before board exams begin? Yes or no?
Yes. Flame
All right.
gives offer before your Christmas break ends. For example, if your Christmas break is ending in the first week of Jan, you have an offer before you go to your school in January.
And ladies and gentlemen, while Flame is possibly India's #1 university, as a counselor, I can vouch for that. I can also tell you that most of the Indian universities have started giving offer letters as early as before pre-boards, which means that if you are looking at applying to Flame this year, you need to apply in round 1. You cannot wait for round 2. You cannot wait for round 3. They will only open up those many seats for round 2 and round 3 if they have some. They might open up, but they will only open up those many seats. So the round 1 is your chances, because round 1, you can actually apply well in time, sit on an offer letter tight, and then go inside your board exams completely relieved that your career is dependent on that 1 marks. And if that day, God forbid, you fall sick, your marks will actually create a havoc with your career. With that, Anju, one more interesting question that I have for you is, we understand about liberal education. I'll also talk a little bit more about it. But Flame also offers a great design program, right? A design program where you can study BDES along with something. So I can study BDES, but I can also study marketing, because design can be used in marketing. A little bit about that as well, Anju.
So bachelors of design, normally in the design universities, they're still specializing only. So just a little background, because, they must understand what I'm saying. When we started our undergraduate programs, we were doing liberal education, right? Which means the first year is only foundation courses, right? And now that we've opened a design course, that also means that in the first year, our designers would be studying psychology, philosophy, mathematics, coding, data science, policies, writing. They learn all of these in the first year along with the design requirement courses, and then in the second year they start learning about experience design along with a selected minor, which means you're studying a major in design, experience design, but you're also a minor in maybe a psychology or an entrepreneurship or a literary and cultural studies, or few more options like that. How amazing is that? Because let me tell you, all the students here, you're entering into a world which is very rapidly changing. You're not going to be sticking with one career. You're going to be changing multiple careers, right? And I don't have a file which I'm going to share, Abhishek, and I would really want you to share with people. So at Flame, we have these, we work on these concepts. The same concept is applied in finance, same concept is applied in computer science, same concept is also applied in philosophy or economics. So you need to learn the concept, then you can figure out all the areas. How important is it for designer to understand the core so that you can work in multiple areas? Designers don't anymore work only designing products. They design tools for the medical industry. They're designing tools for engineers. They're designing tools for everyone in the country. I mean, in different engaged professions or careers. So a designer has to become relevant, because now people who learn graphic designing, they've come to zero.
Correct.
Abhishek can give some prompts and design better in just 3 minutes or less than that. So what is the relevance of the designer? So the biggest question, and what is the importance of a designer who's human centered? So this design program that we offer is completely human centered. We call it also experience design. They learn gaming, they learn design, product graphics, UX, UI, everything they're going to learn. But I recently did a course in service design. Do you know, people, the moment you walk into a five-star hotel or a hospital or an institution, you're having an experience. These are designed by people who are designing service, right? So that's an amazing thing. You work with real people. You don't even have to have your tools or skills of drawing and painting to be a designer. You need to be conceptually smart to put things in the right space
One
and
of my
save money to the management, that without investing, you can still make a better experience. That's why service designers are hired in big corporates and industries.
One of my students is working as a communication designer.
Yes, of course. So there's a huge amount of exposure for designers, and it's an amazing, career. One of my professors is doing a talk. Maybe today's what, 25th?
23rd.
Today's 23rd, right? So 25th, one of my faculties is doing a very inclusive session for what is experience design at Flame. I'll share the link with Abhishek.
I will send it across to all my.
And if anybody wants to know from the faculty, from career aspect, academic aspect, you're most
Well,
welcome to join those sessions.
thank you. Anju, I'll just take a quick picture for our records. 1, 2, and 3. Awesome. Thank you so much, Anju Deoskar. Ladies and gentlemen, you can thank Anju Deoskar. She's one of the
Thank you
finest
so
and most
much.
respected voices in the industry today. Thank you so much for joining, Anju.
All the best, students and parents. Thank you. Bye-bye.
All right. Coming back. 3 things which I understood from this is, if you want to study in the best of the university in India, or if you want to study in the best of the university outside India, academics are important, but they are not the only deal. The deal is also the SAT, and the deal is also the profile. And irrespective of your financial strata, you can study on scholarships. And scholarships are for real, both in India and outside India. Let me quickly go and show you how scholarships are for real. $180,000 from University of British Columbia, a full ride from Cornell, a full ride from Flame, one more, full rides from Flame, NYU. This year's Flame offer letter, Jayanti Sand, a full ride. Look at the date, February 1st. Rochester Institute of Technology, February 5th. Parsons, #1 design school in the world, March 12th. If you actually look at these, King's College London, 18th March. Wisconsin, one of the top 10 universities in the world, 19th March. Last year, 2024, we got $23 million in scholarship. This year, we are already sitting on $40 million of scholarship, which means scholarships are there for real. As long as you as a parent and you as a student are intentional about it. And you got to be intentional about it because scholarship worthy profile cannot be made last minute. It takes 2 years to build a strong profile, bare minimum. 2 years. Coming back. I will that for those of you who are wanting to study abroad, and for those parents who think you have money but you do not have enough for sending your child, just open up to the facts instead of rumors. Even just about last week, Harvard came up with a new policy which said, as long as you get selected in Harvard, if your annual income is less than $100,000, your entire fees will be free. Do you understand what we are talking about? But yes, you will need to spend 2 years with your child to build the profile. You will need to help your child prepare for SATs. You will need to help your child prepare for advanced placements because halwa nahi hai scholarship. उसके लिए मेहनत करना पड़ेगा और उस मेहनत के साथ साथ एज अ पेरेंट आपको एफर्ट भी स्पेंड करना पड़ेगा और आपका पैसा भी लगेगा to get your child ready. I'll skip these, but generally profile is built in 2 stages. And the best time to start is grade 8 or 9. You create a breadth profile, and then in grade 10 and 11, you create a depth profile. Profile is built by we suggest our student their leadership activities, their research projects, their passion projects. We suggest them which competitions, which summer programs to attend. We suggest them to do internships, which internships to do. And one by one, then we keep on going and building their profile. Let me give you one more example of how profile is built. So this guy is called Aksh Sabharwal, one of our students last year who made it to London School of Economics. High School Mums and Guide is known for last 5 years, every year bringing one London School of Economics admit. London School of Economics is more difficult to get in than MIT. Let's accept it. It is the top-notch program for economics in the world. This kid liked doing theater. For 2 years, we only kept on making him do theater. You know what? You might be thinking, but what does drama have to do with economics? Theater is drama, economics is research. But what we did after 3 years is this. We wrote to LSC just 2 lines which made his entry into LSC possible. And the lines were, theater helps me express myself about problems of the world. Studying economics at LSC will help me solve these problems. And that's called a hook statement, ladies and gentlemen. Theater is my freedom of expression on worldly issues. Research in economics is my way to address them. And the profile got connected with the field of study. But if you think it's a joke, no. It took at least 100 such statements and 2 years of work of doing multiple theater to come to these 2 statements. I'll give you another example of my son who is applying this year. He got a SAT of 1530. He's a president of his own school student council. He has already taken 2 APs, writing 6 more this May. He's a drummer and a guitarist and a world-renowned debater. That's him, right at Oxford, flashing India's flag. His profile is meant around debating because after becoming a renowned debater, he launched something called the Teen Debater. It's an NGO which is training students from Kendriya Vidyalaya to Dhirubhai Ambani, from government school to Doon School, Dehradun, all of them at one platform, free of cost, and he has already trained 10,000 students on debating. That's called a profile. And it takes time to build such profiles. Look at this. Navya did an internship, and this was sometime back before she got into Warwick. She even made a mention about High School Moms and Guide on her LinkedIn. Some of the opportunities that we create for our students internally, because we are world's largest parent-student community and because we do not have dearth of students, हम students को एक दूसरे से जानकारी करवा करके projects बनवा देते हैं. A student of mine is in Pune, Aditi Chatterjee, and another student of Avni's is in Bangalore, Amog Raghavendra. Both of them have got together and building a project called Communikey. Ideally, in grade 8 or 9, you need to look at some basic level competitions like American Mathematical Challenge, Center for Excellence in Mathematics and Computing. मैं बाकी सारे subjects का नहीं बता सकता हूं because it's proprietary information. But your child should be preparing for an exam called PSAT. If your child is already in grade 10, then please understand 10th is the best time for your child to prepare for SATs. And that's the reason why Shivansh Gupta wrote SAT in grade 10. But if your child is in grade 9, prepare your child for PSAT. Grade 10, your child should prepare for SAT. And why SAT? Simply because SAT is accepted in 50 plus universities in India, ladies and gentlemen. Your child will not need to write 50 entrance exams in this country, and that entrance exam can be written as early as grade 10 so that your child is free from writing any other entrance exam in grade 11 and 12 and can only focus on academics and building profile. अगर आप टुकड़ों में नहीं तोड़ेंगे तो बच्चा हमेशा 11th में प्रेशर में आएगा और सब चीज नहीं कर पाएगा. So you got to break it up. I will also talk to you about advanced placements. Grade 11 is about building depth profile, and grade 12 should be about college applications, because while you are counting grade 12, if you heard Anju right, if you look at Harvard's website, National University of Singapore, Oxford, Cambridge, London School of Economics, the top 50 universities of the world and top 5 in India, you will realize that the college applications open in 12th September month of grade 12, which means 12th आपके पास है नहीं. और उतना बड़ा college application form भरने के लिए you need bare minimum 2 to 3 months to fill that application form, because there are multiple essays to be written. Scholarships, I've already talked to you. Look at any top-notch university. All of them give scholarships. All of them across US, UK, India, and they can be known with multiple names. Problem is, आपको पता ही नहीं है कि किस नाम से scholarships हैं और कैसे apply करनी है. SAT, ये एक ऐसा एग्जाम है जो आपको ऑप्शनल ट्रीट नहीं करना है. इवन फ्लेम के फॉर्म में लिखा है SAT is optional. But if you heard Anju, she said at 1350 out of 1600, you will not need to write my entrance. Understand that, which means when you're filling the form and it says mention your SAT score, yes or no, you are getting happy. Oh, it's no, because it's optional. I haven't done it. What you did not realize is the moment you would have clicked the yes, there was a pop-up which would have said, you're free from writing Flame Zone entrance. Go ahead and schedule your interview. I do not know whether you realize the importance of this statement, students and parents. I do not know, but it's accepted in 50 universities in India. Those of you who are still thinking of going to a Delhi university or a Mumbai university, though I am not a big fan of those universities, because according to me, those are 3 most chick years of your life, but 3 most wasted years of your life too. In today's time, you need to go to universities which give you internships, provide you research projects, make you travel, allow you to study economics with psychology to go into behavioral economics, or management with psychology to go into HR, or marketing with psychology to go into consumer behavior, or economics with computer science and data science to go into data science, or finance with data science to go into financial analytics. Those are the kind of combinations you need to study for the future. Having said that, SAT is the only exam which is accepted worldwide, whether you're applying to UK. Why is that? Luck. Aksh Sabharwal, when he was applying to LSC, gave SAT. It was optional because it is LSC. Why is that? Navya, who was applying to Warwick, gave SAT even when it was optional, because that is Warwick. If you want to study at the top tier universities of the world, you better write SAT. Otherwise, you'll need to write multiple entrance exams. And I'm talking about an exam which you cannot prepare by yourself. Because SAT does not check you on concepts. It checks you on strategies. Imagine a paper where calculator is allowed, but you'll still go wrong. Because the most obvious answer is the most incorrect answer on SAT. I'll give you an example. And you don't need to tell me. Think of a random number in your mind right now, both parents and students. Avika, can you wave? Aaron, can you wave if you have thought of a number? Awesome. Think of one more random number. Can you wave again, guys? Awesome. Thank you, Arav. Chances are none of you thought of a zero or a negative. Welcome to the world of SAT. The most obvious answer is the most incorrect answer. The paper is not made by a maths teacher or an English teacher. Yes, they check you on maths and English, but the paper is made by a psychologist. And that's why you cannot buy a book and read it. And that's why Shivansh Gupta could not do it. Navya Seth could not do it. Aks Abarwal could not do it. Khushi Munga could not do it. Mihika Mukherjee could not do it. Vibhuti Luthra could not do it. I can give you 2,000 such names who took SAT with us this year. It is an online exam. You've got to prepare online. Please remember, as parents, you end up saying, oh no, my child is not serious when studying online. Papa, paper online hai. How do you think your child can actually get used to studying with a book and a pencil and a register when they need to practice online? Because they need to get used to doing that paper and calculations 2.5 hours sitting online. So the best preparation for SAT could happen only online. And we do provide online live SAT classes. I'll come back to that for more details. But SAT, agar sahi mein apne bacche se pyar karte hain, and kids, if you're really in love with your own career, you want to study in the best of the universities in India and outside India, and that too with scholarships, for heaven's sake, please take the SAT. The next SAT attempt is in the month of August. It's actually in the month of June and in August. But we are starting a batch from coming weekend for the August attempt only. For June attempt, now we cannot make you get ready. It takes 3 months, good preparation for you to be SAT ready. The best part is, at High School Moms, we know that you can take a second attempt after having a decent score in the first attempt. Do not take an attempt of SAT when you are half prepared, because you cannot hide any score. Even if you're sending the second score, your first score will go. You cannot hide it. Okay? So please understand, we know that if you have the first decent attempt, now you can go and improve your score. And at High School Moms, because we are your community, every single policy is in your favor. We have a policy which is called student assurance, where even if your child wants to prepare second time, we will not charge you again. And we will prepare your child absolutely free of cost for the second time. Even if our fees goes up, we do not charge you extra. Next exam that you need to, okay, before that, look at the Flames website and look at Symbiosis website. Clearly mentions, अगर आपने पिछले 5 साल में कभी भी SAT दिया है, आपको हमारा अपना एग्जाम लिखने की जरूरत नहीं है. अब तो दिला लीजिए. Which means, my son has written SAT in grade 10, your child might be writing in grade 12, but my child's score is as valid as your child. There is no confusion in this. And for students who think, oh, एक चीज और बढ़ जाएगी, मुझे अभी नहीं पढ़ना है, अभी पढ़ लो, because India के एग्जाम्स में कैलकुलेटर अलाउड नहीं होता है. This exam might save you from writing any entrance exam in this country, whether you are a commerce student, science student, PCM, PCB, or a humanities student. +50 universities in India, outside India, everybody. Some of the universities have made it mandatory. Some say it's optional. Even if you're going to UK, please take the SAT. MIT, it is mandatory. UPenn, it is mandatory. Caltech, it is mandatory. The top-notch universities of the world, it is mandatory. Then there is another exam which you want to talk to our counselors for. It's called advanced placements. 2 minute लूंगा बस इस एग्जाम के बारे में बताने के लिए. There are 34 different subjects to choose from. My students choose at least 4. My own son is writing 8. 2 लिख चुका 10th में, 6 अभी लिख रहा है May में. But you know why? Because when you write this exam, you increase your chances of scholarships, you increase your chances of admissions by 75%, and for every subject you write this exam in, you do not need to study that subject in the first year, and you do not need to pay the fees either. It's called tuition credit and tuition fee waiver. And if you are targeting the top 20 universities of the world, Harvard, Stanford, Princeton, Brown, UCLA, UC Berkeley, NYU, UI, UC, UMich, Columbia, UMass Amherst. If you're targeting the top 20, NUS Singapore, London School of Economics, Imperial College London, King's College London, RIT, NYIT, if you're targeting these kind of institutions, remember one thing, money will be the last problem that you will face. The problem you will face is getting inside, not money. Because all of them offer crazy, humongous scholarships, but scholarships are only available in round 1, not in round 2. So India और outside India हम दोनों के लिए prepare करते हैं. AP exams के बारे में आप पता करिए. Why you should choose guide by high school moms? Our trainers are certified by College Board. We have a very interactive online student portal, absolutely updated material, and a guide prep assurance that even if your child needs to improve the score, we will not charge you again. With that, how do you start? You can call us on these numbers, 9910225520. Before I take questions, you can call up us on 9958879749. The best part to start. Okay, I'll again show the screen for those of you who are writing the numbers. The best way to get started, if you are worried about the, पहले तो career और college journey को दोनों को अलग-अलग रखो. If you're worried about career, you need career counseling. If you want to go into a top tier university, what you need is SAT, advanced placement, and college mentorship. These are 2 different things altogether. Okay. Our SAT fees is 1,25,000, all inclusive of taxes, material. Our advanced placement fees is also 1,25,000 rupees per subject. Our college mentorship fees, you can talk to our team because there is a process through which we take college mentorship. You might have money, but we might not take your child. That is very simple. We are very clear. We want the children who even we can flash on our social media and our websites. So the child has to be committed, and the child and more than the child, the parent has to be committed. If you want to come for career counseling to me, the process is going to be 3 stages. In first meeting, I will meet the parent, not the student. Very simple. बच्चा पौधा है, पहले मिट्टी की जांच कर लें. Number 2, in the second meeting, I will meet the child. You are not allowed. And I assure you, whatever I discuss with your child, I will not tell you. I'm supposed to be their counselor, not yours. Number 3, in the third meeting, all 4 of us will sit together, and either your child will be able to convince me, or I will be able to convince your child, and we'll throw out the confusion once and for all for life. That would be for my personal counseling. For those of you who do not wish to take my personal counseling, for whatever reasons, you can go ahead and take the GPath career assessment. It will come with a 30-minute counseling with my team, not me. I repeat, it will come with a 30-minute counseling with my team, not me. For SAT, till March 31st, starting today, we are rolling out our usual academic year discount. Every year, for SAT, we roll out our academic year discount in the last 1 week of March. I do not want to not tell you about that. We will send you a link. If you register through that link for your SAT prep, you will get a straight 10,000 rupee discount on your SAT prep. And within 24 hours, you will get an email and you will get a phone call giving you details of all our upcoming batches and the student relations team will get in touch with you and get you onboarded as a student, which means if you take the SAT prep from the link, you will get a 10,000 rupee discount, but that link will be valid 48 hours for this particular cohort. It'll be valid for 48 hours from the end of the session. Coming back, I'm happy to take certain questions. For those of you who are on the camera, I'm going to take a 30-second break while Avni is here. And let's have the raise of hands. If you have a question regarding your career, college, you can raise it from the screen, from the bottom panel. Arav, the first question will be taken from you, beta. Do not worry. Just give me 30 seconds. I'm back. Or Avni, if you want to take the question.
Okay, so everybody who is asking us that, if your child has moved from grade 8th to 9 or 7th to 8, SAT is not the ideal thing for you to start right now. You should ideally start from PSAT first, because the moment a student is in grade 10th, or by the time they are almost on the verge of completing their grade 9th, they should technically then start preparing for their SATs, instead of you wanting to start the preparation in grade 9th itself. It would be difficult for a student to actually cope with the entire curriculum in grade 9th. So ideally, it is recommended and suggested that whoever is moving from grade 8th to 9th, okay, in that case, start with your PSAT preparation and not your SAT preparation. Your SAT preparation can still start after almost, you can say, November or December of 25, but not for now, because when Abhishek was also talking about it, Abhishek's son Shivansh also started his journey with PSAT 8th, then 9th, and then he went on to taking his SATs in grade 10th.
PSAT is basically for those parents and students who are very intentional of sending their children abroad and who are very intentional that they should be studying at the best of the universities. I was very intentional that my child should go abroad only. So I made him write PSAT 8 and PSAT 9 because these exams are opening doors for scholarships. They tell the university that their child was intentional about getting into a top tier university from very beginning. And the research says that 75% of the students who take PSAT end up scoring 1500 plus on 1600 on SAT. So it prepares your child mentally way before for SAT, even before the child comes into grade 10. That is the reason. Grade 8 and 9 students, you are strongly suggested to only go for PSAT. Please do not enroll for SAT in grade 9. You will, or in the early part of grade 9. You can do it in the later part of grade 9. Otherwise, you will face difficulty. I do not want, just because you're paying us money, because we have a policy, we might have to train you again, either which way is free of cost. Why to even do that when 80% of our students can get it right in first attempt? So please do not prepare for SAT in grade 9. In grade 9, prepare for PSAT. But SAT happens 8 times a year. A CBSE and a national curriculum kid like ISC can give it twice because other attempts will clash with their exams. IB kid and the IGCSE kid will also be able to give 2 attempts because other attempts will clash with internals, FAs, and essays. For IB and IGCSE kids here, guys, your board is equally valid for you to apply in India as well as outside India. Do not worry that you cannot apply in India if you're an IB and IGCSE kid. For IB and IGCSE kid, if they are thinking that we can avoid SATs and APs, the answer is no, you cannot avoid SATs and APs. You still need to write if you're competing with the top tier university applicants. With that, let's take the first question. Arav Bhatia was there on my screen. Arav, unmuting you, beta. Go ahead and ask your question.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon.
So-
Please introduce yourself. Which school, which class, and which city?
I am Arav Bhatia. I'm a student of going into grade 10. I am in Chandigarh right now and I study in St. Kabir Public School.
Wonderful.
So I have 2 questions. Firstly, how much does an advanced placement actually bring about to you, and what advanced placements to take if I wish to major in economics and sustainable finance for my postgrad?
Jaldi se likh. AP Microeconomics, AP Macroeconomics, AP Calculus BC, B for Bombay, C for Calcutta, not Calculus AB. Do not get confused. Calculus
BC.
BC, B for Bombay, C for Calcutta. And if you are looking at going to any of the top tier universities, then one subject that you will need to take needs to be interdisciplinary, which means it need not be around economics, which means ideally I will suggest you to take either world history or US history.
I'll take world history.
Okay, because please remember, if you're applying to US, take US history, because that way you'll be able to tell the admissions officers who are Americans that while you're studying to US, you are interested in US culture as well. Now, why history goes really well with economics is beta, because economics and history are very closely related. Remember this. World put sanctions on Russia. India did not put any sanctions on Russia for attacking Ukraine. India still bought the oil. Why? Because historically, Russia is our ally. So history and economics go really well together, and that's what will increase your chances. Now, if you take these 4 APs and if you do it well, chances are you will save 50 lakh rupees for your parents without even scholarships. So that's the advantage number 1. Number 2, if you're planning to apply to Ivy Leagues and the top 20 universities of the world, then it will increase your chances to the admissions by 75%. Number 3, if you take these subjects, you will not study these subjects in the first year and the second year of the university, which means everybody is studying, you are free to do internships and research that will make you employable. And that's why now you realize why Shivansh is writing 8 of them, while I only suggested you 4. And we prepare for all 4 of them. We prepare for every single advanced placement and SAT. Please go ahead and talk to my team better.
And sir, my second question is that do MUNs actually help?
Okay, let me show you something. That's the website of the community that my son has made called the Teen Debater. Okay. Now, the Teen Debater is published in news. He got Economic Times Award for it. Schools have given her letters of recommendation, And look at it. 10,000 plus debaters and MUNers trained. Okay. If it is right for my son, it is right for you. Go ahead and do MUNs, but only MUNs will not help. For example, I'll give you an example of a student of mine, Shlok Anand. He has done over 100 MUNs. 100, okay? But only MUNs do not matter. What he's doing now, his passion project that we have come out with is, it's called MUN 101 book. He's writing a book which will be launched in my event in Mumbai for students who have never done MUNs. Okay. So you have done MUNs, but you're doing something for the society at large as well. Now the circle is completed. Now you cannot repeat the story because somebody else has already done it. So you need to have your own story. Every child needs to have their own unique story. However, to build profile, MUN is a great way, but not the only way. Number two, MUN is not just about profile beta. It teaches you how to research. It teaches you how to talk, right? It teaches you how to communicate. So it's a skill that will come to use even in your interviews. Okay. It gives you a lot of information about the geopolitics. Okay. So please continue. Rather, I'll go to the extent of saying, अगर एग्जाम्स आ रहे हैं तो एग्जाम की तैयारी एक हफ्ते पहले खत्म कर, अगर 2 दिन पहले भी MUN है, MUN मत छोड़ना, because exam might not get you a scholarship or an admission, but MUN will. Okay. Any other question quickly?
Yes. So I do actually have a project. It was with Vilac last year. So my team placed 3rd nationally. Does that count as a passion project because it was my team?
Doesn't count as a passion project. It will count as an award and honor and accolade. Passion project is something which we will do for bare minimum 2 years, because there is a common app essay which says, essay ka stem hai, tell us something that you like doing which makes you lose sense of time. And that the answer to that something is a passion project which has to continue for 2 years. That's why I'm saying right now you still have 1.5 years. You don't have 2 years. So get connected with a good counseling team. If you like High School Moms and Guide, come to us. If you like somebody else, go to them. But school counselors are never able to do this. That's why students from all around the world come to us, right? Because in school, you're one counselor for 400 students. They cannot give you passion projects, right? So think about that. But Vilac cannot get counted as a passion project, can get counted as an award and accolade.
All right.
Okay. Thank you so much, beta.
Thank you so much, sir.
And please give your SAT, Zarav. You have such wonderful questions. Please give your SAT. You should be targeting SAT August of this year. Okay. Talk to my team. All right. Next question we will take from Avika. She has been consistently on the camera. Please introduce yourself, beta. Which city, which school, which class? Please unmute yourself, Avika. No, you unmuted yourself again.
Oh, I'm
Awesome.
sorry. I think there was a glitch. So good afternoon. I'm Avika and I'm currently in grade 12 in Doha. So I want to pursue a dual degree in economics and maths, and I was aiming for LSE in Warwick, and I was going through the website. So what I found out there was that they prefer standard math more over applied math, but I had taken applied math in my 11th grade. So there was a major confusion regarding this, and I was really worried if I should be doing extra courses.
Beta, I know this confusion because it hits me every time, every year. And I hear you because I have almost 10 students studying at LSE and almost 12 students studying at Warwick. This year also, we have 3 admits already, and we're still waiting for RD decisions to come out. The easiest solution is take Calculus BC.
Okay. But then I think trigonometry is not there in applied math, but for TMUA, which is the entrance exam, trigonometry is a major part.
You have to do that. But the only way to circumvent the standard maths problem is Calculus BC. There is no other alternative to it.
Okay.
Or you write the test of mathematics for university admissions.
But that's mandatory, right? I
That's
cannot.
mandatory. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But Calculus BC will allow you to circumvent the problem of standard maths. You will be considered as a qualified advanced math student.
Okay, sir. And also, like, I have been into a lot of extracurriculars from like grade 8, 9th, and I've also scored like above 95 in 10th and 11th, but I have not given AP. So is it like I'm in 12th grade right now? So can I give AP like in
The problem would be that APs will happen in the month of May and you only have 2 months. I don't think even the last date is open right now. Quickly go and check if the last date for AP registration is open. If it is open, even if you write and you do not get a great score, it's still going to be considered valuable for you.
Okay, all right.
All right. Awesome. Thank you, Avika.
Thank you so much.
It's so great that students from outside the country also join in. That's amazing. Let's go to a parent now. Preeti Nathani.
Thank you so much, sir. Um, my name is Preeti. My daughter is Pari. She is studying in DPS Dubai right now, grade 12. I'm very anxious because, we haven't been able to decide a proper career, confused, she, as well as us. So that's the first place. And my question would be, is it too late, to start
Okay. Number
working?
one, ma'am, I can only empathize with you for your anxiousness, nervousness. Having said that, is it late? The answer is a yes, ma'am. I cannot say no to it. Is it end of life? No. There are ways and means by which we can help your child and prepare your child. The first thing that you should do is, I always say this, every week of delay in grade 10 and 11 costs us a month in grade 12. As a counselor, I can tell you that. Every week of delay in grade 10 and 11 costs the child a month in grade 12. Your child is already in grade 12. So what you need to do is, the journey would not start for you till the time you identify the right career, because after that will come the right program at the university, and only after that will come the right university. Correct? So please call up my team. If you are comfortable with my fees, I'm happy to counsel you. And within this week, we'll sort out the career confusion first and get your daughter started on the SAT.
I have already messaged your team since 15th of March.
I know this is that time of the year where my team is
It's busy. Yeah.
absolutely busy because our offer letters are coming in. But Avni, if you can take a note and ensure that a call is arranged right away. I don't think WhatsApp would be the right way to call them, because
Botim or Zoom would work.
okay, so a BOTEM or a normal call would also work, right? So
A Zoom call, yeah, a normal call.
I understand, Preeti ji. I will get a call arranged in next half an hour for you.
Thank you so much.
Okay? And I'm so sorry. We have a team of 25 engagement.
I understand.
But we are surrounded because we are the only company commanded by a community, right? So everybody wants to come to us, and sometimes we are unable to reach out even after messages or calls because we are so busy. But I'll ensure that this problem is solved for you immediately.
Thank you so much.
Let's go to another parent, Lakshya Avasthi. You and your mom seems to be sitting for a long time. Introduce yourself, please.
Good morning, sir.
Good morning,
Good
Lakshya. A little
morning,
louder,
sir.
beta. A little louder.
Yes,
Introduce
I
yourself.
am Lakshya Vassi from Chandigarh. So basically, I was in class 11th and I took PCM, but in the final exams, I wasn't able to score, you can say optimal to go ahead. But now I want to know, should I change my subjects or should I continue with the same, and what should be my next steps? Because I don't have a strong profile, so should I repeat my 11th in something else and build a good profile or give the SATs? What should be my next step?
देख, दो सलाह देता हूं जो एक थोड़ा सा मुश्किल जरिया है और एक right way है. Okay. The right way is, if you are unable to cope up with PCM, take a drop
Yes.
year, repeat your 11th again.
Yes.
हमें लगता है कि एक साल बहुत मैटर करता है. लाइफ बहुत लंबी है बेटा, इतनी छोटी नहीं है. कहीं पे भी पता नहीं चलेगा ये एक साल कहाँ गया. बट इस एक साल से तेरे को एक फायदा होगा. ओके, दैट अगले साल तू ये जवाब नहीं दे रहा होगा मुझको कि सर मेरा प्रोफाइल भी नहीं है. राइट? वर्ल्ड ओवर गैप ईयर इज वेरी वेरी रिस्पेक्टेड, वेरी रिस्पेक्टेड. मैं पब्लिकली बता देता हूं, if my child does not make it to his dream university, which is an MIT and a Harvard, I'm happy to give him a gap year and prepare him further. Because
Yes.
I know it does not matter. It does not matter whether he graduates at 21 or 22. अब डिपेंड करता है कि पीसीएम में कितने नंबर आए. अगर पीसीएम में तेरे मिड 50s में या मिड 60s में आए तब तो पक्का रिपीट कर ले. और अगर पीसीएम में मिड एंड यू डोंट हैव टू टेल मी पब्लिकली, ओके, आई रिस्पेक्ट यू, डू नॉट हैव टू टेल मी पब्लिकली.
Yes, sir.
अगर तेरे पीसीएम में मिड 70s में आए तो रिपीट मत करना, फिर जूझ ले, कर ले. Let's get your SAT out of the way. Let's get couple of APs out of the way, and let's bloody build your profile so that we cover up for the lack of marks.
Yes.
Okay. Now I leave the decision on you.
Okay.
Mid 50s, mid 60s, you're not studying at a good university. If you're not studying at a good university, why the hell are you studying only?
Yes, sir.
It's not about going to, I'm sorry, तुम्हारे चंडीगढ़ के आसपास, पंजाब के आसपास वो 2-4 बहुत बड़े ब्रांडेड नाम है, पर वहां से जॉब भी लगता है क्या?
No, sir.
Some Chamatkara, some Chandigarh. Man, you got to go to a good university, right?
Yes, sir.
So might as well either redo it if you are in 50s, 60s. If you are in
Yes.
70s, then do not redo it. Then let's just
Yes, sir.
buckle up, give our SAT, prepare for some APs and build your profile. Speak to my team and I'll get you started.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Welcome, beta.
Sir, can I ask you a question too?
Why can't you ask me a question now?
Sir, actually, thing is, ये दोबारा पीसीएम में ही अपना वो दिखा रहा है ट्रस्ट कि ऐसा वाला मार्क्स आने के बावजूद, मतलब मैं ये डिनाई नहीं करती कि ना कर, बट मुझे ये है कि उस चीज में वही साल दोबारा देने के बजाय व्हाई नॉट अनदर स्ट्रीम.
तो बेवकूफी कर रहा है ना, उसको समझना होगा कि futuristic careers are not out of physics and chemistry, they are out of mathematics, economics and statistics. So why can't you take commerce with maths, which will lessen down your burden and will also give you time to build profile, and you can still go for data science, which you would have gone from PCM.
अगर मैं इसको सर आज दिलाती हूँ तो आप मुझे थोड़े से सब्जेक्ट गाइड कर देंगे किस सब्जेक्ट्स में इसको वो करना चाहिए?
ऐसे नहीं गाइड कर सकता जब तक मैं इंडिविजुअली उससे नहीं मिल लूं.
श्योर.
राइट. आप समझिए कि जेनेरिक क्वेश्चंस का आंसर पॉसिबल है ऐसे फोरम पे,
I can understand.
बट ऐसा कोई काम नहीं कर सकता कि कल को लक्ष्य आकर के मेरे को ये बोले सर आपकी सलाह ने भी काम नहीं किया.
Sure. Sir, actually, the thing is, we do have a very limited sources. I'm a single mom.
Ma'am,
So I have a lot.
देखिए ऐसा है, I can empathize, I can appreciate that, but जो क्वेश्चन का जवाब मैं दे सकता था वो मैंने दे दिया.
Sure.
Yes.
अगर लिमिटेड सोर्सेज हैं तो आपको कहीं ना कहीं अभी वो मेहनत और वो पैसा स्पेंड करना पड़ेगा, जिससे बिकॉज एक अच्छी यूनिवर्सिटी इंडिया में भी आज के टाइम पे 40 लाख रुपए मांगती है हम 4 साल के.
Okay.
I'm talking about good universities. If you want scholarships there, you might need to spend effort and money and time right now.
Okay. So
Right?
still he is able to give the exams of SAT in August.
100%.
Would you prefer? Okay.
100%. ऑप्शन क्या है? सैट ही पिछला पाप धोएगा. एंड लक्ष्य, I'll tell you again, it is okay to be a great data scientist than being a bad engineer. Remember that.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Even if you want to take humanities, it's absolutely fine because psychology is a field of the future. Okay. But if you are struggling with PCM और इतने कम है कि तू रिपीट करने की सोच रहा है तो छोड़ देना PCM. Okay. Cheers,
Yes,
man.
sir.
Thank you.
sir.
Thank you.
All right. Next up would be another parent who has been sitting for a long time, Manoj Padipurakal.
Good afternoon. Am I audible?
Yes, you are. Please introduce yourself quickly.
My name is Manoj. Actually, we are here for my son Madhav. He's studying in 10th standard in Dubai.
Which school?
Indian High School, Dubai.
Okay.
So considering this timeline, how where we stand actually, are we late for the
grade 10 is not late, sir, but grade 10 is not early. Like I said, the best time to start this journey is grade 9. Grade 10 is okay. Grade 11 is late. Grade 12 is super late. right? So grade 10
Okay.
is a good enough journey for him to prepare his profile, prep for SATs, and and for some advanced placements. Absolutely not late, nothing to worry.
Okay, and regarding this SAT exams, actually, this exam is only for the universities in US, right?
No, I was harping.
Yes, yes, it is included in
accepted
the.
in India, it's accepted in UK, it's accepted in Australia, it's accepted in Canada.
So what are the subjects, or is there any specific, only after 11th, or only after 12th?
No.
So
SAT exam, the best time is to give in the middle of 10th standard. The subjects are English and maths, but like I said, the paper is made by a psychologist. It is checking you on maths, but calculator is allowed. It is checking you on English, but something which is right on English can be incorrect on SAT. Right?
Okay.
It's an exam which is checking your aptitude, period. So it's an aptitude assessment. And for that, we prepare you, and you do not have any syllabus in SAT. You have a core content, but there is no syllabus per se.
So when will be the next exam happening?
Next exam is in the month of June. Not even us, we can prepare your child for it. After that, in the month of August, we can very well prepare your child for it. So you can get started coming weekend, because coming weekend, we are launching batches for the August attempt.
Okay. And the second part of the question is actually for the career counseling. He's actually showing some interest in biology as well, and at the same time he doesn't want to leave out maths. So what
good, because maths and biology is equal to the Let me complete, sir. Let me complete. Maths and biology are a deadly combination. It can lead you to two careers. One is called bioinformatics and the other is called computational biology. And both of them are one of the highest paid careers after biology, much higher paying than becoming a doctor. So please let him take maths and biology. There is no problem.
Okay. So, and at this point of time frame, do we would you recommend us to take the career counseling specifically assigned to meet you, to discuss with you, or maybe
I do not know that, sir. I only know one thing. Even if today I was not a counselor and मेरे बेटे के बारे में मैंने बहुत देर से बात करी. Even if my child was not, I was not a career counselor, I would have still taken him to a counselor, because I believe in the value of professionalism. Very clear. I never Google about my disease before going to a doctor. I never Google about my accounts before going to a CA. I never Google about law before going to a lawyer. I'm very clear. Jiska kaam usi ko saadhe. So if you think your child needs a career mentor or a coach for a top tier university with scholarship, please bring him to us.
Okay, and one final question. US talking about SAT and then advanced programs or AP, something like that. Advanced placements. What exactly you're offering in that advanced placement?
Online classes, test series, books and material, and training. So basically coaching and preparation for SAT and advanced placements. And what we also offer is a college mentorship and application service where we prepare your child's profile over 2 years. We also help them with their applications to universities, and we prepare them for the scholarship applications as well.
So you basically saying that once we are enrolled, we as a parent no need to do much research on this.
Hey, sir.
Yeah. Okay.
Once you are enrolled as a parent, you have to be there in every meeting.
I mean, we have to be there in every meeting, but I'm talking about the research.
You don't need to do any research because that's what you're paying us for.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah, that's it. That's it. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir. All right. Magdi Daruwala.
Hello.
Yes, ma'am. Quickly introduce yourself, please.
My son is has given grade 10 exams.
Which city?
Mumbai, Virar.
Okay.
He is from IGCSE.
Okay.
And
I
wanted to Rustomjee Cambridge International School.
Okay.
I wanted to know this hype around this research projects for profile building. I mean, there are mentors.
Ma'am, my son is also doing it.
Okay.
There is
so
no hype.
Okay. So they really work as for profile building, because as
they
school
work for profile building. Yes.
they already had the subject called as GP, which is Global Perspectives, which had them doing research for their academic exams. So he is kind of, trained to doing these things. But apart from that, how much should he get into this research thing?
There are two different things. GP research is very different than the research program that we are talking about. The research program that we talk about is a research in the field of study that the child wants to go and study in a top tier university. When you do research around that, for example, my son Shivansh is doing research in gender economics because he wants to go and study economics with computer science, right?
Okay.
Other student of mine who's wanting to study business management is doing research on sustainable practices in business. Okay. That research is done usually under a top tier faculty from a top tier university outside India or India, and it will cost you. So research program is a super curricular, and it is definitely suggested, and GP or extended essay or theory of knowledge, whatever, even for IB kids or IGCSE kids, none of them can be compared with research in the academic area where the child wants to go and study.
Okay. Even the publication part is that important in that?
Yes, publication part is that important. I think you're already connected with some research company, either Horizon.
No, I'm not. I was just searching about it. I'm just at my research level currently doing R&D on my own and exploring. He is good at math, but for his 11th, he has also taken economics. So his subjects are PCM and
Eco and maths can take him to actuarial science and private equity, which is a very big, very dear and very good combination. So let him go and do eco and maths. And yes, publication part is critically important in research.
Okay. And for AP exams, what should be the base to select the subjects?
The program that he's applying to at various universities, which are those subjects which would be giving him tuition fee waiver and tuition credits.
Okay.
So if you want all that specific information, you can connect with my team and come back formally, ma'am.
So you also help on deciding the subjects for AP exams?
We help with everything other than IIT and NEET preparation. That's it.
IIT, we are definitely
Right.
not interested.
I am personally absolutely anti-IIT and anti-NEET.
Okay.
As a father, as a
Same here.
Right. So yes, we prepare for SATs, we prepare for advanced placements, ma'am. We prepare for college applications, we prepare for profile, we prepare for scholarship essays, scholarship applications. We do everything, including helping your child with college essays and SOPs.
Okay, got
Okay.
that. Yeah. Thank you.
Ina Mina Mainamo, there is one father sitting and I would like to take him, Rohit Bhasin.
Yeah,
Mr.
hi Abhishek.
Hello, sir. Please introduce yourself. Which city, which class is your child in?
Yeah, Abhishek, I'm Rohit, and my kids' name, they both are twins basically, and Harshit and Shonit. Both are part of your guide high school moms club also. Vis-a-vis, they had given GPAT also last year. And we were in chat, I think, in month of August or September, basically regarding which subjects we need to choose out after that. Though, accordingly, you have suggested us, basically, they're building their profile probably in this August, they're going to give their SAT also.
Okay.
So, as of now,
Are they already enrolled with us for their SAT?
As of now, not, because we just had spoke to, I think, Puneet last week back only. So we thought we will just once consult you, then probably we'll go.
So, sir, you can definitely exercise one veto there. For parents who have twins or siblings studying with us, we do offer a 10% fee waiver on both the students for everything. So please exercise that. Also, please remember that you can exercise this particular thing even with the best of the universities. If your child, both the children are able to get into the same university or even in different universities, we will write to the universities as a good counselor. If they are obviously, if they are under us for their college mentorship, and we will seek financial waiver for them to a certain extent, because they both will go to the university at the same time, and that will add a lot of financial burden on any parent irrespective of your financial background. So we can write to them and seek some financial waiver. So please keep that in mind.
Sure. Thank you very much, Abhishek, for the recommendation. My questions are basically last time also we were discussing, but due to some network issues, basically our call get disconnected basically, and in between not being able to connect up in any other forums. So first is on a career recommendation basically. So though academically both of them are very good and 90 plus student basically, as of now we have not been able to decide per se either humanities or science back, though they're not very keen on doctor and engineering side, that's very, very clear. So but they are very keen in connecting of math and bio also. So one is on economics and international studies, so that kind of career they want to pursue. So the subjects and their aptitude scores what are suggesting us, and the GPAT results like top 3 strengths as an aptitude assessment is coming down. These are making us confused actually. So we'd like to have your support in that basic stuff.
What I'll do is, because your children have taken GPATs, Avni,
Yes, Abhishek.
can you arrange a call with Mr. Bhasin from Tanvi or Kirti and help them identify the right subjects? However, just to tell you, sir, if one of the child is interested in biology and mathematics, let the child take that, because it can lead to, like I said, bioinformatics and computational biology. And if the other child is interested in economics and international relations, then the good part would be to take your child to commerce with maths instead of humanities, because economics, maths in itself is a great combination for risk analytics and risk management and actuarial science. And international relations can always be studied as a minor at any university. So that should not be a problem. So that would be my suggestion. Keep one child in PCMB and the other child in economics plus maths, which is a commerce related area, and you should be good to go.
Last time you asked me one question actually, the time we get disconnected, you checked out their aptitude scores from me basically. So there is a scale of 1 to 10. You checked out with me what is their aptitude score and across. I'll just
1 second. Avni, will you be able to pull up
Harshit, if it is there.
Sir, it will be there. If it is, तो कैसे? मतलब मेरे system पे assessment लिया, मेरे पास कैसे नहीं होगा?
Yeah.
So let Avni pull it up. Just Mr. Bhasin, I'll get back to you. Let me take one more question meanwhile, from somebody.
Sure,
and right
sure.
after that, I'll come back to you while Avni is searching for that report.
Exactly.
Okay. We'll go to Prutha. She's been sitting on the camera for far too long now. Prutha, over to you.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, beta. This is the value of being on the camera for a long time. If you are starting the camera only to ask me question, please understand. No, I know about you, beta. Tu to shuru se baithe. But if I'm telling to others, if you're starting the camera only to ask me question now, please know I know it. Okay? Go ahead, Prutha.
I'm currently in 12th standard and I'm living in Pune right now. And I'm a pure PCB student, which hate maths. And I really want to know some career options as equivalent as bioinformatics and except bacteriology, as you mentioned earlier. So could you please suggest me some career options?
Okay. Okay, तूने बहुत सारी conditions दे दी हैं. मुझे bioinformatics भी नहीं करना है, bacteriology भी नहीं करना है. Beta, you can look at careers into sustainability. So you can go for environmental science and sustainability. That's a big time career for the future. The second career you can look at is microbiology. And instead of going into bacteriology, you can go into virology. If you do not want to go into bacteriology or virology, then there are 2 more careers after microbiology that you can pursue. One is called toxicology and the other is called pharmacology. अब इनके बारे में जाकर के रिसर्च कर ले, क्योंकि इतना टाइम नहीं है कि मैं सबके बारे में डिटेल में समझा पाऊँ.
Yeah, sure.
Right?
That I know, sir.
Have you taken the SAT, beta?
No, not yet, sir.
कब लेगी?
Actually, I am not planning as such because I also wanted to go into ICER, the research field of university, which is in Pune.
Okay, so then go ahead and prepare for ICER. Wish you all the best. And look at pharmacology and toxicology, okay?
Yeah, sure, sir. Thank you.
Coming back to Mr. Bhasin. Avni, you have the report? This is which kid?
Shonit or Harshit?
Harshit Bhasin.
Okay.
Okay, get me to the aptitude. Thanks. Skills. All right, stop the screen share. Abhi. All right, sir, ask your child to take commerce with maths. This one, Harshit. His
Okay.
problem solving is fine. His attention to detail is fine. He will do exceedingly well in commerce with maths. And instead of just international relations, I'll tell you this year. Avni, remind me the name of the kid, if you recall, who got into the Geneva School of Diplomacy this year. It's on the group. Can you check? Okay. So I have a student who got into the #1 international relations school in the world called Geneva School of Diplomacy. And that kid was also commerce with maths, because international relations you can study at the university level. You do not need to take political science at the 11th and 12th level to get into international relations. What is needed is economics and maths, because economics and international relations are very closely related. And that's why a core area of economics is most important. So please ask your child to take commerce with maths here.
Okay. And other subjects like, because we have political science, another one psychology, options, geography, history. So it's any.
If he wants to take as an optional subject, he can take political science.
Okay.
But essentially, core subjects should be commerce, which is economics, accountancy, business management, mathematics, and English.
Okay. And
Next.
the second one.
बट सर आपने बताया क्या, कौन सी क्लास में आपके बच्चे?
10th बोर्ड एग्जाम दिया है अभी।
सर एसएटी चालू कराओ, क्या कर रहे हो? यू नो मी फॉर लास्ट 2 years नाउ, यू आर नॉट स्टार्टिंग इट.
SAT.
This is who? Go up. Shonit, okay, go ahead. Go ahead. Aptitude. ठीक है सर, शौनित के केस में बताइए जरा मुझे थोड़ा सा कि the reason why he's wanting to do biology and mathematics is what is he intending to do?
Actually, in Shonit case, he want either humanities plus maths, whereas Harshit is looking for biology and math basically.
नहीं, हर्षित का तो बायोलॉजी बहुत स्ट्रगल करेगा सर.
Okay.
11th 12th में, because Harshit is not made for research.
Okay.
Okay. Harshit he has a very high logic. He's not made for research. जो भी बच्चे का लॉजिक बहुत ज्यादा है, वो बहुत तेजी से रियल लाइफ में काम करना चाहेगा.
Okay.
Okay. So I don't think I would definitely not suggest biology for him. और शौनित क्या करना चाह रहा है?
Shonit be like his main keenness is towards either law basically or international law, this side of this stream you want to go in.
मुझे समझ में नहीं आ रहा, फिर आप दोनों को अलग अलग क्यों दिला रहे हैं? Put them into, because both of their skill sets are similar. They both are academically bright, and they both are having the similar kind of aptitude, maybe because they're going to the same tuitions and everything.
Right.
You do not need to. जरूरी नहीं है कि दो बच्चे तो अलग अलग दिशा में ही जाएंगे.
That's not our concern basically. They are saying that's the reason we are getting more confused. Otherwise, if they want to take the same thing also, it's okay with us basically.
In my case, backing all my experience up. In my case, backing all my experience up.
Hello.
Can you hear me?
Signal का issue आ गया. एक मिनट.
So we'll come back to Mr. Rohit Bhasin. Let's quickly go to Inamina Mainamo. Aradhya Prajapati. Can't hear you, Aradhya. Can't hear you. Sorry, can't hear you. Maybe log in and log back. Mr. Bhasin, are you back? Oh, he seems to be stuck. Okay, let's quickly go to Anayesha Diwan. Mr. Bhasin, I'm coming back to you. Do not worry. You can't seem to be finding the button. I'm going back to Mr. Bhasin. Shortage of time. Sorry. So what I'm suggesting is, Mr. Bhasin, ideally
Yes,
your
sir.
both kids are supposed to be, if they truly want to be among the top 1% of the career they're getting in, both your kids should ideally be taking commerce with maths. Period. Both of
Okay.
them. Their aptitude results is quite indicative that both of them could actually make really well in either economic consulting or in the world of diplomacy. I do not suggest, because economics, बायोलॉजी वाला जो स्टूडेंट है आपका जो बोल रहा है बायोलॉजी, उसको एक चीज समझाइएगा, उसका लॉजिक बहुत डेवलप्ड है. बायोलॉजी में कोई भी करियर पॉसिबल नहीं है विदाउट अ पीएचडी.
Okay.
Right? And I don't see your child, that child, doing all the way to PhD.
Harshi, will you come here? Yeah.
Okay.
So they're listening to you, Abhishek. Just come, Harshit. So Harshit is actually, though he's also from commerce, humanities, and now he just because the time we are selecting the subjects, then he's saying like he would like to go with bio.
हर्षित बायोलॉजी नहीं लेना है आपको. आप बायोलॉजी लेंगे, एक चीज याद रखिएगा, बिना रिसर्च के, बिना पीएचडी के बायोलॉजी में कोई लाइफ नहीं है. राइट? Both of you and your brother can actually complement each other. Try and be logical and try and be in an area where your natural strength goes. So please go for commerce with maths. You can take additional subject as political science. A, it will reduce your headache of looking at careers erratically. And B, you will be able to go both in economic consulting as well as international diplomacy. All right. And sir, I think both of them should be writing their SAT as early as by August this year.
Yeah, we're targeting for August only.
Okay. I will ask my team to get connected with you. Otherwise, you can get connected with our team.
Done, sure. One more thing, like he just had put it up. He's doing a lot of MUNs and all that, where research skill is being utilized. So he said, I can do good research and all that.
It's not about doing good research. एक चीज समझिए, आप okay हो क्या that you can study for 4 years bachelor's, 2 years master's, and 6 to 7 years for PhD? Then when do you want to start earning?
The age of 25 or 24, something like that.
Count karte
25.
18 plus 4 is 22. 22 plus 2 is 24. 24 plus 6 is 30.
30.
Are you okay? पहले सोच ले, because बायोलॉजी में बायोलॉजिकल लैब के बाहर कोई जीवन नहीं है. It's very easy. It's like this. Harshit, beta sun, ढंग से सुन. I love playing video games. Should I start coding video games?
Depending upon your mathematical and computer science skills or your prep.
Don't give me unreasonable logic, बेटा. यहाँ पे तेरे को डिबेट विन करने का कोई अवार्ड थोड़ी ना मिल रहा है. मेरे को वीडियो गेम खेलना पसंद है, बनाना चालू कर दूं क्या? नहीं. खेलना अलग स्किल रिक्वायर करता है, बनाना अलग स्किल रिक्वायर करता है. MUN में रिसर्च करके जाकर के बोलना is about international relations, diplomacy, and your love to talk. Biology में रिसर्च करना is about your love to sit on a computer for 12 hours a day for next 35 years of your life, and then you are called a researcher. Think about it. और तेरी skill sets तो वो, see, you can't force me to say something what you want to hear. You can't. I'm a very experienced counselor. You can't force me to speak what you want to hear. I will say what is right for you. I don't think you're cut out for biological research एंड दैट्स माय बिगेस्ट प्रॉब्लम बिकॉज जो भी बच्चा, और मैं तो बल्कि तेरी बड़ाई कर रहा हूं, जिस बच्चे का लॉजिक अच्छा है ना बेटा, वो बहुत तेजी से कॉर्पोरेट वर्ल्ड में तरक्की करता है। तेरा लॉजिक बहुत अच्छा है, तो फिर रगड़ना क्यों है?
Absolutely right.
तो उसके देख जवाब मिल जाएगा, ठीक है? थैंक यू सो मच मिस्टर
One,
बसीर।
sorry, one last question. Basically, they both have keen interest in history and geography. Basically, one is in history, one is geography. Can we take that as an additional
No.
subject or not?
No, you cannot. You can make them.
So we should continue
you
with
can-
commerce and
Commerce with maths, with the international relations, political science are good areas. History and geography will just reduce their board results. And board results, as though I am not a big fan of 95%, I need profile and SAT for admissions. But फिर भी board results में जानबूझ के ऐसी गलती क्यों करना जिसमें score कम आएगा?
done.
ठीक है?
Thank you very much, Abhishek. Thanks for your time. Yep.
Anayesha Diwan, I'm coming back to you one more time. If you can unmute yourself.
For some reason, Abhishek, she's not able to unmute herself. Maybe we'll have.
Aradhya Prajapati, quickly.
Aisa, in the meantime, you type your question in the chat.
Aradhya, say something. No, can't hear you. Aradhya, you can type your question in the chat, please. Okay. Surveen Kaur.
Good afternoon, sir.
You'll have to be a little louder, beta.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon. Boliye.
Sir, I've taken PCM with economics in my class 11. Can you please suggest some university and courses regarding this combination?
India, outside India?
Inside India.
I do not know what you want to. I mean, PCM plus Eco can send you to engineering, can send you to economic-based careers, can send you to stock market-based careers, or university beta ऐसे हवा में नहीं निकलती है. It depends on what do you want to go and study. So, can you tell me what do you want to go and study?
Sir, I have interest in marketing and.
Okay, so Eco, business and maths. Eco, business and maths. First option would be Flame. Second would be Ashoka. I'm giving you my preference in the order.
Okay.
Third would be Christ. And fourth could be Bennett and Shivnadar. And sorry, fourth could be Symbiosis International University. Fifth could be Bennett and Shivnadar. This is my choice. All of them will accept SAT. Please give the SAT.
What are the courses that I should look into?
You will be looking at business major and eco minor.
Business major and eco minor.
Okay.
Okay.
Thank you, Veda. All right. Arundhati Mutalik. Arundhati Mutalik.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good
Am I
afternoon.
audible?
Yes, you are. Please introduce yourself quickly.
Yes, sir. My name is Arundhati, and I'm a mother of one Morab. He is in 10th grade, studying in Delhi Public School in Pune. And he is looking into, he wants to become a chartered accountant. His father is also a chartered accountant. He wants to be a chartered accountant, but he wants to go abroad and do further specializations, skill development or things like that. He wants to develop his career abroad also. So we just want to know what
He
are.
can take commerce with maths and after that go for ACCA and CIMA, which he can do abroad and come back. And once he comes back with ACCA, CIMA, he might get certain subject waivers even in CA in India. So I don't see there is a problem.
Okay. And is it even should he also do this SAT, sir?
100%,
As
ma'am.
you
100%.
Okay, okay.
100%.
And this with MBA in finance or something like that also will be a better thing.
आज के टाइम पे MBA की वैल्यू खत्म हो गई है मैम. आज के टाइम पे बैचलर्स में ही सुपर स्पेशलाइजेशन है. So he can go for bachelor's in finance with a major in investment banking or private equity. There is no use that, because if he gets a good SAT score and let's say if he gets into a top tier university internationally, इसका starting salary $1.25 lakh से $1.5 lakh होगा. उस टाइम पे जॉब छोड़ता कौन है आगे पढ़ने के लिए?
Okay.
Right?
Okay.
So
Yes,
please
sir.
think about it. Get him started on SAT
So
with
now
us.
he has to start with SAT and finish his
SAT?
chartered accountancy first.
SAT is the first thing he needs to get started with. Yeah?
Yes, sir.
All
Yes,
right.
sir. Thank you so much. Yes, sir.
All right. I will take one question from Taranum Bansal. Taranum, go ahead, beta.
Good afternoon, sir.
Good afternoon, beta.
Sir, I am a dropper basically. I had taken PCM. I had good scores till 12th. I have given improvement exams in 12th too. In between, till 10th, I have participated a lot in MUNs, competitions, and I was the cultural secretary too. But after that, when I took PCM, every school teachers and everything was like, do JE. If you are going to JE, you don't need to be a head girl. You need to have a good, academics and etc. So there were the things like that. Then further, I couldn't get a good college in class 12th. I was a lot of pressurized. I got to a institute too, and the PCM is my choice. I haven't taken in any pressure. I like science, but due to the circumstances, like the thing you have fixed hours to go to an institute, study there, then you have your school, and all of these things that make you a lot pressurized. Now I'm a dropper. Still I couldn't cope up with the pressure and get to a good university. Still I have applied for UG, JE, BITS, and etc. But still I'm somewhere lost. And I was thinking of a business because I need a career which gets me to interact with people on daily basis. So I wanted to have a business in like computer science, basically computer science tools. So I'm a lot confused and I don't know what to do now.
Okay. Go out there and research about a program at Flame. It is called Bachelors of Economics, Data Science and Mathematics. PCM students can do it really, really well.
Okay, sir.
Data science is the future of computers, beta. It is not programming or coding. Data science is the future.
Sir, basically, I wasn't interested in computer science more. I was interested in AI, like robotics, creating robots and etc.
Okay, so now you're talking two different things, because to get into AI and robotics, there is no other way but to do engineering. Okay.
Yes.
AI you can do without engineering, because AI you require bachelor's in computer science and AI. For robotics, you definitely have to do mechatronics or electronics or electrical. Okay. So you have to do engineering for robotics. There is no other way out. Now, if you are unable to crack a good engineering college, then my suggestion would be look at other universities. There is a university in Mumbai by the name called Atlas. You can look at their AI program. They have a program in artificial intelligence. If your parents are willing to send you abroad, there is a university called Reinhardt where you can study any major with a minor in AI. Any major with a minor in AI. Okay. So you can study business management and AI, and then you can start your AI-led business. So depends on that. But अगर robotics में जाना है तब तो engineering ही करना पड़ेगा बेटा. Okay?
Okay, sir.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. I think about time I'll need to go.
All right, Abhishek, we will just have to take the questions of those two girls who were not able to unmute themselves, but they did send it in the chat. So,
Then in that case, we'll take the question from Aryan as well, because that guy, poor kid, has been sitting for a long time.
Yes. So, okay, let's take Anaisa first, and then we take Aryan, and then we'll take Aradhya's question as last. I'm in 10th, and I aim to give GLPT and 4 exams and SAT along with boards, which might be difficult to cope with. So, what is the best solution for this problem?
The best solution is give the SAT first and give GLPT later, because SAT is required for your colleges. Japanese language proficiency test. My son has also done that. You can always do it once your SAT is over. Next question.
Okay, Aradhya's question was, I have given my 10 boards this year, have studied with Maharashtra State Board, and have keen interest in joining MIT, and I would like to know the ways I do have.
Number one, if you have given the Maharashtra State Board, you want to go to MIT, Aradhya, that is a dream school for my son too. The first thing that you should do is move to a CBSE school. The first thing that you should do is move to a CBSE school, simply because MIT, आपको पता है, MIT is not a tech school, it's a mathematics school, right? An interesting fun fact. Do you know what is the number of pi? Put it in the chat. What is the number of pi? What is the value of pi? It's 3.14. MIT's Offer letters are also released on 14th of March. They are that big a fan of mathematics. Okay. Now, to get into MIT, you will need predicted scores, you need SAT, and you need bare minimum 3 to 4 APs. And it is doable because getting into MIT is 7 times easier than getting into an IIT. Okay. It is doable. They give you scholarships. Even if it's not MIT, even if it is Georgia Tech, Caltech, Illinois Tech, or Virginia Tech, you'll still be studying at one of the best universities in the world. I have students going to Caltech, MIT, and Illinois Tech this year. एक को तो $1 lakh का scholarship मिला. I was showing that. It was there on my slide. So 4 APs, 1 SAT. Moving to CBSE is important simply because MIT will require you to give a predicted score, or and junior colleges predicted score issue नहीं करते बेटा. बहुत तकलीफ देंगे junior colleges. Okay. So move yourself to a CBSE school. Any school will do because we will prepare you for SAT and APs and college applications. You do not need to worry. जो पास में स्कूल है उसमें चली जा, बाकी तैयारी MIT की हम करा देंगे. Okay. Ask your parents to talk to my team. Okay. Next question is from Aryan Vishwanath.
Good afternoon, sir.
Quick introduction, Aryan.
I am in grade 12, Vadodara, Sant Kabir Indian International School, and I have commerce without math with optional subject as entrepreneurship. And I have these 3 questions, which are: what APs to give for BBA and MBA in finance? I am attempting for Ivy League universities.
Which class did you say you are in?
Grade 12.
Okay. Beta, finance, एक चीज याद रखना, finance is less about accounting, more about economics. Okay?
Okay.
There is a difference between accounting and finance. Okay? Accounting is clerical, finance is managerial. Always remember that. So your subjects will be same as that kid I gave the APs to: micro AP, macroeconomics AP, calculus BC AP, and US history AP if you're wanting to go to an Ivy League. All 4 of them, please remember, APs are college level syllabus. You cannot prepare it yourself. Even when we provide classes, हम 2 बार पढ़ाते हैं और 1 बार एग्जाम लिखने देते हैं. पूरा syllabus 2 बार पढ़ाते हैं, फिर 1 बार एग्जाम लिखने देते हैं. Okay? So immediately, if you are in grade 10, 11, whatever, wanting to go to Ivy League, talk to your parents and get to us. Get started with your SATs and AP prep. Because AP आपको देना है 2026 May में, but SAT देना है इस साल August में. Okay?
Okay. Another question is, I am into guitar and singing and have done various stage shows. So will it be included as a passion project in my profile, or
it will be included as your interest and hobby? To build it as a passion project, you will have to do something around guitar and music. So maybe launch
something entrepreneurial.
Maybe launch an NGO, maybe launch an initiative where you're doing stage shows, you are generating funds, and those funds are going to some good cause.
Okay. And my last question would be, is 12th grade too late to give the SAT?
Is it late? Yes. Is it too late? There is never something called too late in life, beta. Don't worry. तो हिंदी समझ में आती है?
हाँ.
दो पंक्तियां बताता हूं, उससे समझ में आएगा. सपनों का कोई दोष नहीं है, सपनों को बुलंद तू कर, चिंता मत कर, चिंतन कर तू, कल को अपने वश में कर. So don't worry, but start planning. Now, since you have not given SAT till grade 11, worry करता रहे, उससे क्या निकलेगा? There is no alternative. You got to give SAT. If you would have given it in grade 11, you would have another option in grade 12. Now you have only one option of August this year. Go ahead, prepare well. I'm happy to get you ready, and my team will take care of it. Okay?
Yes. Thank you,
Awesome.
sir.
Thank you. Everybody, we will send you the link and the details of getting to connected with us. Go out there. Please ask your children to get ready for a dream university admit, a dream career. And I wish your children a good life and a very successful and a happy life with a very successful career. Thank you so much for joining us on this Saturday afternoon. And I look forward to see you sometime soon again.